Testing, testing. Hey everybody, welcome to the real Food TV. People, remember to subscribe. All right, here we are. Edgar Berlanga, Canelo Álvarez is happening tomorrow, September 14th. All right, just give me one moment while I lower the rain. It's really rainy in the city today, huh? All right, so as you see on the poster, it says you the cherry. So he's saying to Canelo, you the cherry. That just might be the case, people, because I keep hearing over and over again through this build-up to this fight, is everyone saying that this guy's actually here to fight. It's like they're saying the quiet part out fucking loud, and that's been happening the entire time through the entire build-up to this. All right? All right, so first things first, we're going to look at the weigh-in before this Canelo Berlanga fight, because to me Berlanga's looking a little bit on the drained side. I was watching the pre-fight, obviously the weigh-ins, and he's looking definitely not as good as he looked in his previous fight. We're gonna watch a little bit of that weigh-in right now of the previous fight, and then we're gonna watch the one that just happened a few hours ago. Canelo's been known to drain fighters, people. It's just kind of his thing, right? He just loves to fucking drain guys. All right, just give me 1 second. All right, so you look at Berlanga. Lower this a little bit. All right, so Berlanga looking a little bit sucked in, but he don't look like he looks a lot more healthy than he looked today, people. Looks pretty full. Eyes aren't sunk in. Muscles are pretty inflated. He doesn't look completely deflated. Right? Pretty strong. Okay, let's go back. We're going to go back and we're going to see the weight. I think the weight he made here was basically identical to the weight he made today. I think it was 167 pounds, a little bit over 167. Today he made basically the same thing, but he looked very different. He didn't look the same, people. All right? You know, this is just what Canelo does, people. The guy's a piece of shit. He wants to come out here and he wants to keep pretending he's the greatest of all time, but yet he needs to keep draining fighters. But even with these cheap, disgusting tactics, because, you know, it would be one thing if he did these tactics and he didn't call himself the greatest, but this guy is constantly saying he's the best fighter today. He really thinks he's one of the best when he really, truly is not. Great fighters don't do things like this, people. I was saying it earlier during the weigh-in. They really should. We need a higher standard for all-time greats. This Floyd Mayweather shit has gone too far. This guy has no right to start dictating everything. He's dictating everything. He can pick his fights, pick and choose. Just that simple fact alone should remove this guy from the Hall of Fame. He's also allowed to put what they call rehydration clauses on guys, where they come to the ring and they can't truly hydrate themselves. So they come in there and they can get knocked out, right? But from what I've seen from some of the training, it looks like Berlanga might be on the, he might be on the same train as Canelo possibly, and I wouldn't blame him, even if he got popped dirty. You know, let's hope that he lays this guy out before they catch him. That'd be great. That would be poetic justice. Minus Tupac Shakur. No Diddy. That would be pretty amazing. Because I see, I think it's Memo Heredia, I think's in the camp for Berlanga. The same guy that helped Marquez get all his amazing magical strength out of nowhere. Isn't that so weird that he got all that strength out of nowhere? It is kind of odd. All right, so Canelo, like I said, Canelo really wants to pretend he's some kind of all-time great while doing all these disgusting, dirty tactics. You can't have your cake and eat it too, people. Canelo, if you want to be a ducker, be a ducker. But you shouldn't be remembered in history as a amazing, great, all-time great. You just shouldn't, because you're a fucking ducker, bro. You're a ducker. You're ducking Benavidez, and you've ducked many guys. Any guys you think that's a challenge, and this is why I said in our previous stream that not only is this guy a ducker, but he's also draining the competition that he has. So if he's fighting a guy that he literally ducked because he feels like it's an easy fight, he'll still hamper you. He'll still hamper you, people. He's still gonna make you weaker by draining you. Some disgusting shit. All right, so right now we're gonna see Canelo trying to have his cake and eat it too. He went on some podcast on YouTube. The name of it is $1 million worth of game. Terrible, terrible name. All right, so we're going to watch a little of this. And Canelo's going to try to defend his reputation, even though it's in the shit can to any person that actually knows the sport. All right?
Canelo, do you think boxing would be much better or different if fighters had to fight people in order instead of picking who they wanted to fight?
So he basically indirectly told Canelo, motherfucker, you're a cherry picker. And I mean, they should have said this to Floyd as well. This goes for Floyd because Canelo's blueprint nowadays, his standard is Floyd Mayweather. He ducks, people. He ducks. This is what he's been soiled by Floyd for many years. After that Floyd fight, I feel like Canelo, he did a little turn there and he became a cherry picker and he's become very cerebral. He's become very deceptive. He's a chronic liar. And he's a ducker. It's like he doesn't care about boxing anymore. And this is why he has to tell you things like no boxing, no life. It's many of the things that he says are inverted. It's all bullshit. So we're going to listen to what he says to this because he probably finds this very offensive, but he can't call them the N-word. He would, he would definitely. He probably would definitely.
Do you think it'd be better?
Look, at some point, all the fighters did.
No, all the fighters did.
Oh yeah. Floyd Mayweather.
He should have put an emphasis on Floyd Mayweather. Well, guess what? Floyd is a fucking ducker, and any person that actually cares for the sport, how is this okay? Floyd did it, so I can do it.
All the fighters did. De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather, Julio Cesar Chavez, Mike Tyson. Everybody did this. When it's their level.
Mike Tyson was cherry picking. I thought he was trying to fight the best. He actually was. Maybe at the end of his career, he wasn't able to fight the best because he was washed up. But, I mean, look, he got Chavez in there. Oscar De La Hoya. Did he really say Oscar De La Hoya? Let's hear this again.
Look, at some point, all the fighters did. De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, wait, look. He said at some point. So what age were they, Canelo? He's going to compare himself to, what, a 50-year-old fighter? Yeah, of course. If you're fucking 50 years old, you're probably not going to be fighting the best of the best. But to build this false narrative to kind of like basically allow yourself to be a duck and pussy is not cool to do. You cannot put Chavez in the same stratosphere as you, bro. You ain't no Chavez. No, of course you're not. That guy was old and he was fighting the best in his old age. You never heard Chavez come out and say, I feel like I did enough. You don't hear him do that. You don't hear people saying he was a big old duck. No, he was fighting the best guys. The same with Oscar De La Hoya. He went up in weight. He was fighting all the best guys, people. All the best. This guy fought prime Manny Pacquiao. He fought prime Floyd Mayweather, right? Canelo fought old Floyd Mayweather. And yeah, he was drained, but he's become the same guy. He's become that shitbag. He is the Mexican Floyd Mayweather.
Julio Cesar Chavez. Mike Tyson. Everybody did this. When you
No, they didn't. No, they really didn't. I don't think they did. No. Floyd did. Yes. That's your buddy.
Their levels and their stars and superstars. Okay.
I am superstar. I get to duck fights.
And
I get
They-
to make them do weight cut. I have to do a rehydration clause.
made the championship, not the championship made them. So it's way different, you know. Like
So basically, he's saying he's above the fucking belts. He's above boxing. And this is one of the biggest problems in the sport, people. And this is a problem the UFC doesn't have to deal with. And this is why in the future, once the UFC builds up more stars again, they're going to swallow boxing again. Now it's coming in waves, right? Boxing is kind of making its resurgence, but it could very easily sink. And the guys like this guy here is bad for boxing. This guy, there's nothing that's good about this guy that this dude is bringing to boxing. He's a fucking duck. He's just ducking fights one after another. He's lucky he never had to really fight guys bigger than him, because for the most part, this guy cherry-picked almost his entire career.
I come and I do my career, and I fight with Coro and
Old Cotto, who weighs smaller than you. Old Cotto.
and with the Klaus.
Oh, with the Klaus, and now he's making excuses for the Klaus.
And I fight with Mayweather with the Klaus, and I fight with everybody to build my Canelo Álvarez. I am right now. I can do whatever I want.
Right.
I can do whatever I want. I can do a Klaus. So is this why this guy's drained to death? This is why Berlanga looks drained, and we're gonna show this. Berlanga looks very different right now in this fight than he looked in his previous fight. We're gonna show that. This Klaus.
And I don't wanna. And it's not gonna come the IBA. Hey, you need to fight with this because who's his cool?
Right. Right.
I never hear about him. Just when they say, "Hey, this is your mandatory."
Yeah.
I never hear about him.
Right.
I'm gonna do whatever they want.
Right. Because you worked hard
I'm gonna,
enough.
Because you worked hard. I mean, the brown nosing is through the roof. Every fighter works hard, motherfucker. There's actual fighters out there that worked harder than this guy, that have never been nowhere near as big as him. He's talking about, I don't know that guy. Oh, wait, Charlo, right? You're gonna go fight Charlo while the guys in your division are fighting one big motherfucker after another. You're out here, you're at 154, you're fighting Amir Khan. You're fighting 147 dudes that are 140. When you're a big motherfucker. This guy fought Amir Khan, Canelo, and he was over 170 pounds when he fought Amir Khan. So come on, people. Also, Canelo says some fucking retarded stuff. He's like, these guys don't have the same IQ as Caleb Plant or Floyd Mayweather. Well, guess what? This guy doesn't. If this dude actually comes in tomorrow and he's actually not completely dehydrated to death, he might actually hurt Canelo. He might actually hurt him, because I'm going to show you some videos where these people are repeatedly saying the quiet part out loud. They're saying that this motherfucker's coming to fight. That's the weirdest shit you ever hear, right? Because this is a sport. This is the sport of fighting. This is the sport of punching people in the face. So you're telling me the people before did not come to fight? Is this what you're saying? Because if they're saying he's coming to fight, then what are they saying about the guys before this fight? Well, they're probably telling you that they didn't come to fight. So that's what it seems like to me. They didn't come to fight. And when you watch these supposed fights, I mean, these don't look like fights. These look like sparring sessions, right? There's nothing there that's amazing. Like when you look at these fights, that shows that Canelo is really at the top of his game. All right, so we're gonna watch the weigh-in that happened today. I'm gonna show you guys that this dude is definitely not looking like he did in his previous fight. He's coming in at the same weight, but somehow he looks way lighter. He looks like he's drained. All right.
Wins in at 167.5 pounds.
The eyes are sucked in. You can clearly see his eyes are sucked in. His body, I mean, he's leaner than he usually is. And he looked lean even before this, people. We're going to be watching an interview he had a few days ago. He was already sucked in then.
67.5 pounds.
Now going to watch Canelo get on the scale, who actually, for some weird reason, doesn't look completely dehydrated, even though he's as heavy as Berlanga, if not possibly even heavier.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is the defending world champion and the superstar of boxing, with a record of 61 wins, only 2 losses and 2 draws, with 39 wins coming by way of knockout. He'll be making his
Game.
26th world title appearance. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the reigning and defending unified super middleweight champion of the world, Saul Canelo Álvarez.
I like how he's losing his hair. You can clearly see this dude's hair is this dude is losing his fucking hair.
166 and 3/4 pounds. 166 and 3.
So to me, he looks kind of soft. Like, why is he soft? It's very weird. I mean, you see Reynoso's face over there? He's like, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Please, don't have to pee. Don't pee. Please. Please.
3/4 pounds for the defending world champion.
All right, we're gonna watch them. We're gonna watch the face-off. This guy's not looking very. He's not looking dehydrated. I mean, who knows what kind of dealings this fucking guy has? For all we know, he didn't have to even really cut weight. He definitely doesn't look. He doesn't look dehydrated. That's very weird when you're considering this guy fought at light heavyweight. So he looks like Canelo looks like he's carrying water already. Berlanga looks completely dehydrated. Look at his eyes. It's completely sunken in his eyes. This guy's never fought at light heavyweight. Why? How is Canelo? You know, he's already hydrated. He looks already hydrated. Berlanga's looks like he's dying. He looks like a fucking zombie. He's like a corpse. Look at his eyes. Now, Berlanga definitely has the spirit, right? He's spirited. He wants to win this fight, unlike Canelo's other opponents. But he's compromised. So I'm gonna have to see what he's gonna look like tomorrow. We'll have to see. Canelo looking like, you know, he's happy. He's happy. He's like, yes, I get to drain you. I'm so great. I'm an all-time great, man. All-time great. I just drain you. Yeah, I'm all-time great. I look in your eyes. Oh, is he drained enough? Just like I drain all the other guys. This is Canelo weight, where I drain you. You don't get to hydrate. We'll see what he looks like tomorrow, how much weight he's going to be allowed to put on. If I was him, you know what I would do? I would come in completely overweight. I would say, fuck your, because I know they're going to probably have another weigh-in, a third one, tomorrow, probably somewhere in the afternoon or in the morning. It's probably they're going to make it late, I bet, you know, closer to the fight. Well, as far as Berlanga, what I would do is I just fucking, look, he's like smiling. He's like, I drain him. I don't understand how people like this motherfucker. This guy is such a fucking scumbag. You could see it all over him that he's a piece of shit. He's an absolute piece of shit. And you see the way Berlanga's looking through him, right? Don't be shocked if this guy knocks him the fuck out tomorrow. Because even if he only has 3 rounds in him, it only takes 1 punch, people. Especially when a motherfucker's got you real pissed off, you can lay him out in 1 punch. And it's very possible because Canelo's, he's overrated, bro. He's got slow, shitty footwork. And he just wings out big looping punches. And we're going to see that in these videos. In a couple of these videos that Berlanga's pointing out some of Canelo's flaws. They build him up like he's the most greatest strategist in the history of the sport. But all the guy does really nowadays is just wing out big, giant, ugly hooks. And the guys don't throw straight punches at him, really. One of the best things to use against Canelo is a jab, straight right hand, right? Or a straight left hand. Any kind of straight punch is going to hit the target before he's going to hit you, because he's leaping in like an idiot with these big old looping hooks. This is what he does. Big looping left hook, big looping right hook, big looping left hook. If you duck down, he'll read it and he'll throw a big looping uppercut. Big looping, big shots. Now imagine like he slips off the line and he just comes back with a straight right hand right into Canelo's face. People, 34 years old, and he's got 1 foot out the fucking door. He's got 1 foot out the door. Always remember that. This guy is not a hungry fighter anymore. He's just a Floyd Mayweather pussy. All right? And I'm going to show you that this guy, he's been showing that he's way out there, people. His heart's not in this anymore. This is all money. This guy doesn't care about the sport anymore. So this you see here is more of Berlanga not allowing this guy to beat him psychologically. Canelo's doing this stupid shadow boxing, and what does Berlanga do? He shows him. You know, he's all happy. He's going to do his little corny shadow boxing, and then Berlanga throws it right back at him. Right here, he's going to throw it. Boom. Now he's doing it. Well, maybe we can read something from that, right? Let's see the speed of these punches. He's literally throwing basically the same combination as Canelo. See, he smiles. Who averted their eyes first, people? It wasn't Berlanga. It was Canelo. His eyes are looking away, right? Does this mean something? Is this relaxing enough for you? Nah, that music is way too relaxing. We're gonna have to get a little crazy over here, bro. All right. All right, so we had Berlanga showing off the little lines, those lines he has there around his stomach, trying to show that to the Canelo fans, some of the Canelo fans, not all of them. Some of the Canelo fans are cool people, but there are some interesting people out there, people, and by that I mean the media. They're full of shit. They're constantly sucking Canelo's balls, and a lot of his fans too. We gotta admit it, right? I forgot what they called them, but they can be a little bit ridiculous. They allow this guy to duck fights. They allow him to duck fucking fight people, and all they do is make excuses for him all day. That's weird. That's fucking weird. Come on, people. Let's do it for the sport, people. You got to tear this guy down for the fucking sport. This is some Floyd. This guy is the ginger Floyd Mayweather. Just got to say it. Not in a good way. All right. So like I said, Canelo's got one foot out the door. What do we got over here? Right. Canelo Álvarez is now entertaining a fight with Conor McGregor. It's probably going to happen, people, after this fight. I have a strong feeling that Canelo Álvarez is going to be fighting Conor McGregor. It's ridiculous, too, because he's saying that he's going to try to do it to outshine Floyd Mayweather. He's I'm going to do this because if I beat him quicker than Floyd, probably that's the guess, I guess. That's what I guess. He's trying to, people, it's a fucking lie. It means nothing. Also, even if he was to beat the fuck out of this guy's not a boxer, first of all. Second, this guy's one of the most inactive fighters in the fucking world. He might as well just be retired. I don't even know the last time we saw this guy do anything athletic. Outside of, I don't know, smack his wife? I have no idea. This guy's getting arrested and doing all kinds of weird shit. I don't know if he smacked his wife, but I know he's done some weird stuff. He does some weird stuff at weigh-ins, that's for damn sure. He smacks certain things. Certain things in his lower body, I think. All right, so it says here's Canelo Álvarez open to fight Conor McGregor. Canelo Álvarez vows to do better than Floyd Mayweather to prove a point. So he's literally, he is straight up saying that he's going to fight this guy, and he's got plans for the narrative of the fight, which is, I'm gonna beat him up. I'm gonna do, and they're talking about this happening in 2025. So don't be shocked if this is his May fight. This guy's done with boxing, people. He's fucking done. This guy's a clown. He's the new Floyd Mayweather. He is the fucking ginger Floyd Mayweather. All right, see if I can read. It says Canelo Álvarez. Canelo Álvarez has said he's up. So I just read that. So it says on the bottom. It says. Give me 1 second. Fighting Conor McGregor in a boxing match in 2025. Yeah, why not? Then we'll show boxing is better, easy, very easy money. I knock him out. At the time, I want 1 round. 2 rounds, 3 rounds, whatever I want. All right. I read that very weirdly. I read it like Canelo would. So that's just to show you that this guy's heart isn't really into boxing. He's just a straight up businessman. He's going to now go into his exhibition fights. I'm going to make a guess that that's not going to be an actual fight because I'm pretty sure Conor McGregor, it's very likely that Conor McGregor actually has more money than Canelo. So I think Conor McGregor is probably going to have an exhibition. All right, so you saw it. Berlanga's looking a little bit on the light side. Okay, give me 1 second. I see if my music is too loud. Hopefully it wasn't. Berlanga's coming in on the lighter side. So that's disappointing, but let's hope that tomorrow when he comes in, he's not going to be completely drained out like that. All right. I have to show you people something. It's very important. We have to pay the bills around here, right? The bills got to be paid. All right. So we got a clip over here that was sent to us. This is a new musical that's coming out. It's a Scarface the Musical, people. Okay. I just got to see if I have the clip. I was sent the clip by the studio. Okay. So here it is. You fucking with your back. Oh, wait. That's in the way. That's in the way. That's in the fucking way. All right. Scarface the Musical is coming to Broadway, people. Here it is. You fucking with your back. All right, so there you go, people. That's going to be coming out real soon. It's interesting, that dance movie did there. It's very 80s, I feel like, right? It's kind of 80s. All right, I'm going to open up the comments. I'm going to read some comments, see what we got going on before I get into some more of this shit. All right, give one moment. One moment, please. One effing moment. Will you just give me a fucking moment? Bob isn't here, people. She might be here later. I don't know. She's busy. She's fucking busy. All right. All right. So we got Skull Kids 25 in the comments. He says, Canelo ain't no king or number one. Berlanga's, and we got here Jack Ripper. CCB says, Berlanga looked shook at the weigh-in. I don't think he looked shook. I think he looked very dehydrated. He looked like a guy who was extremely dehydrated. But let's see how he comes in tomorrow. We got Josh in the comments. He's saying, I'm tired of people sucking. I wish that this people, I don't know if you've done any streams, but YouTube has it does something stupid where the icons cover up the comments. It says, Josh says, I'm tired of people sucking off Canelo. I am too, people. I am. I agree with Josh there. It's fucking disgusting. It reminds you of that new singer of Linkin Park. I don't know if you've seen this. It seems like there's some kind of weird, like, social justice shit going on when it comes to even Linkin Park. You got everyone just sucking this singer's imaginary ball sack. That's what they're doing. I don't think she has a ball sack. But she is a Scientologist, a gay Scientologist. And I mean literally. Like literally. She considers herself gay. She's a gay Scientologist. That's, I mean, just out of all people to pick, you know? Like Chester wasn't a gay Scientologist, was he? The lead singer, the ex-lead singer of Linkin Park? Well, the reason I bring that up is because every single time I see a video with this new lead singer, all the comments are just like, they're like, this is a new era. Oh, she's amazing. And they just keep saying how amazing she is. And I've heard some of the songs. I'm not too impressed by it. I'm not impressed, you know? What would GSP say in a situation like this? Let me see if I can find. All right, people, look, I'll show you this. This is really, really effing important. This is important.
Sorry, when I fought with Miguel Angel Cotto, I have everything, gloves.
And that's
I say that.
The cup, like a
The
protective
cup,
cup, yeah.
The cup and everything. I say to my friend, hey, I need to go pee. And what? Help me. And how I'm gonna fucking put out that thing? You know? And I say, help me. And he put out that thing, and I pee, and I say, now you need to do it again because, because I'm gonna my shot. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Hey, fuck you.
All right, I told you, people. I don't know if you guys know, but they actually removed that video. There was an interview that's from some YouTube channel. I went to that YouTube channel and found the video, and they edited that part out of the video. Because I'm going to guess Reynoso was not very happy with this guy saying that he grabbed Canelo's cock. Isn't that be kind of weird? This guy Canelo's a piece of shit, people, really. He's always trying to punk people. Someone's going to lay him out. And I think it might happen on Saturday. If this guy actually comes in hydrated, he's got a shot. Canelo doesn't think so, and that's why he's chosen him. Right? That's why he chose him. But Canelo has to pee, people. He has to pee.
Hey, I need to go pee.
You have to piss.
Help me.
All right, thank you for that, Marquez and Canelo. That was it was very uplifting, that music. It's just really like, it's just very, I don't know, there's something about it. I don't know, something about that just really uplifted me. Right? What would you guys think? The people in the comments. Do you think that was uplifting? Okay, give me 1 second. Got to check my audio levels for a second. I moved one of my files. All right. So, it ain't all sunshine and rainbows in the Canelo camp, people. I think the Canelo craze is kind of coming to an end. Right here it says Canelo Álvarez ridiculously claims he's fought everybody already in justifying Edgar Berlanga mismatch. So, tomorrow, Edgar Berlanga knocks Canelo out. It's going to be really, 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 really bad for his reputation. Everyone and their mom is saying this guy's going to lose, right? So if Canelo was to lose to this guy, what y'all gonna go flip flop, right? That's what you're gonna do. What's funny is this guy did an interview with Berlanga, but he was sucking Canelo's balls, completely just shitting on Berlanga, saying that he's going to destroy. Let me see. I want to see my music is too loud. Give me 1 second. This guy, you see this guy on the left? This motherfucker was over here sucking Canelo's balls. He was in an interview with Canelo just saying, oh, this guy has no idea how much you're going to crush him, Canelo. You're going to crush him. You tell me, Daddy, how you're going to crush him. Right? This is what this fucking guy was saying. Well, not exactly that, but it sounded like that to me. And then he has the nerve to come over here and do an interview with Berlanga. He should say to Berlanga, he should say, oh, he's going to crush you, huh, Berlanga? He's going to slam you out. Right? Berlanga would probably slap him in the face, so he won't do that. So let's watch some of this interview here.
Look who it is, Edgar Berlanga, the New York fighter.
What's up? Is this low? Is this like too low? I feel like this video was ridiculously low.
All right, here we go. Look who it is.
All right, here we go. Edgar Berlanga.
It's Edgar Berlanga, the New York fighter, badass Puerto Rican, getting ready for Canelo Álvarez Saturday night at the T-Mobile
This video sounds
Arena.
really fucking low.
Badass from the Big Apple. You know what I like best is this picture. I think that is Gandhi. You know what I mean? Like the shot of like, it just like, most guys are like smiling or this or that. My man's got, he just puts his fists up in the air. I kind of like that.
It reminds you of like New York stuff. Like
it is New York stuff. It's like kind of gangster, and I
this
think
guy,
like,
this guy is beyond fucking fake, people. He's sucking everyone's balls that come up here. You notice this guy? People, you don't want to get stuck in a room with this dude in the middle of the night, okay? There's something very creepy about this motherfucker.
There's a little. You got like a little scowl going too, like a little
New York stuff like
You
that.
got like a little.
Yeah, it's like
Look how fucked up Berlanga looks, and keep in mind this is the day before the weigh-in, and look how fucked up he looks. He looks like a damn zombie.
Here, what do you think of me?
fucker.
Yeah, I know. And then you're showing everybody. Now listen.
Do it again.
This
It's
getting
just a little lip. It's like
this getting weird, people. This is getting fucking weird.
You know what I mean?
Like that, like
but
that.
your teeth look pretty good for a fighter. You haven't lost any of them yet?
I lost one.
A couple? Which one?
My girl, she
knocked you out?
yeah.
Wow,
My
she
girl
sounds like
knocked
a... She's tough.
This guy on the left has no problem with girls or women. Just saying.
Yeah, she's tough. She's
No
Puerto Rican
relationship
and Dominican.
problems with him.
Oh my
for
God,
damn
I don't
sure.
mess with those girls.
Yeah, she's crazy.
Mine's 34C, I call her. That's her nickname.
Yeah. That by that he means a tranny that he goes home to.
My wife, hot. It was her birthday yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
I missed her birthday. I flew here to Vegas.
Oh my God!
She said
so
she's not going to sleep with me for a month.
your ass is grass.
Oh, it's just
no
I'm
more,
done.
no sex.
I think she
no
went
sex
out with
for a whole
another.
month.
I think she went out with another man last night.
Yeah, just like this guy did. This dude on the left. He's like he's even with her.
Dinner and dessert, cake, after dinner drink.
She posted it up.
I mean, the whole day. Oh, yeah, I think she
No
went
sex
out with
for a whole
another.
month?
I think she went out with another man last night to dinner and dessert, cake, after dinner drink.
She posted it up.
I mean, the whole day. Oh, pictures, the whole deal.
Oh my lord.
And I think my daughter drove him like a limo driver. She drove him
She's gonna
out.
put you on timeout. You're not gonna get no ass for probably like about.
It's just unbelievable. The treatment. I deserve better.
Yeah.
So listen.
Okay.
You are getting in the ring here Saturday night. Big event. You know what my favorite part of it is is how much cash you're gonna make.
Yeah.
I mean, let's get down to business, bro. Like, that's a lot of money.
It's all right.
It's better than any fight you've had.
No, I mean, 100%.
100% more money. Like, that's what it's about. That you've gotten to this level,
Yeah.
and you're finally getting that stack.
All right, people, I'm going to not watch this interview with this guy because I didn't have this interview planned to watch the show. This fucking guy is creepy as hell. This guy, for sure, would, if you're in the wrong place, that dude gets a couple of drinks in him and you're hanging out at a party. That dude is going to pinch your fucking ass for damn sure. That dude is mad. That dude is man gay, bro.
I do whatever I want.
Yes.
In this position, I can do whatever I want.
In this position, I can do whatever I want. That's Canelo that you were just hearing, talking about what he did with Reynoso. All right, we're going to watch a little bit of this press conference, and I'm going to be showing you out throughout the stream the many times that people are letting the quiet part out loud. All right, the quiet part about Canelo's fights, his supposed fights, you know?
The members of Team Berlanga, as we bring up the chairman of Matchroom Sport, here is Mr. Eddie Hearn.
Good afternoon, everyone. Well, it's a special week, isn't it? Mexican Independence Weekend, and of course, another defense of the undisputed championship from the great Canelo Álvarez. I'm excited about this fight. You know, when two guys come face to face, and when someone really, really has, as you guys say, the cojones to take this guy on for real. Not talk about it, not come to survive 12 rounds, but when these two look each other in the eye, excuse my French, you know they just want to fuck each other up. This guy to my left is here to fight. I've been involved in so many of these fights, sometimes on this side, sometimes on this.
So you guys see what he's saying. He's over here telling you that the guy's coming to fight. This is what I've heard over and over and over again. This has been echoed throughout this entire press tour. This constant reminding us of how this guy is coming to fight. It just really tells you what his fights are. These guys don't come to win. And Canelo, just like Floyd, repeats this, right? It's the Canelo honeypot. It's a scam. That's what it is. They take you in with the honey, right? The big payday. But in order to get that payday, you got to sell your ass. You got to sell your ass to make that payday. So there's basically almost no chance you even winning because everyone's against you. The ref is against you. The judges are against you. The entire system is against you. And you got to do, in order to make that payday, just like what Floyd would do, you'd have to make all these compromises. So with Floyd, it'd be the gloves, it'd be all kinds of different things. With Canelo, it's the weight clause, and who knows what else this guy is doing. This is a honeypot. This is a scam. That's really what it is. But this guy's coming here to win, just like Marcos Maidana came to win versus Floyd Mayweather. Street guys, two street guys. That's one thing they have in common. They're also punchers. They're just like, they're punchers. Like, no one ever thought, people, that Marcos Maidana was going to beat Floyd. And he did. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. That motherfucker beat Floyd. He beat the shit out of him. And in the rematch, Floyd should have got a DQ because he was just holding the guy to death. He was just holding him forever. And I think this guy, he hasn't proven himself, and this is why Canelo is fighting him. If this guy, Berlanga, had fought some top competition and beat the fuck out of him, you know what fight would have never happened? This one. So this is one of the dangers that Canelo's gonna have to deal with. Canelo, I think, is kind of drinking his own Kool-Aid, really. He thinks he's a lot better than he is.
When I turned up yesterday, I saw the most determined, most confident, and most ballsy challenger I've seen yet taking on this guy in Edgar Berlanga. I know what Canelo Álvarez wants at this stage in his career. He wants a real fight. He will get a real...
Which is absolute bullshit. You know that, people? That's bullshit. This guy doesn't want a real fight. He wants a fake fight. He wants a fixed fight. He wants an easy fight. This guy doesn't want fights. He wants easy work, as Floyd would say. Easy work. That's what he wants. He doesn't want fights. And this is why I think if this guy comes in tomorrow and he's healthy and he's hydrated, he's going to get a fight. And he might actually eat some shots that he's not ready to eat. That's the thing. And people are going to be very shocked. If this guy comes in here hydrated, Canelo is going to eat some shit. Because as they keep saying, this guy is coming to fight. That's to tell you, I've got to say this a million times, that's telling you that the other guys before this guy were not here to fight.
Fight on Saturday night. This guy is 22-0. He's undefeated. He's young. He has 0 miles on the clock. 15 consecutive first-round knockouts. He punches hard. He's got an underrated boxing IQ as well. And when we signed him,
I agree with that. He has an underrated boxing IQ. He boxes. This is what people don't like. They want to see him come and blow guys out.
we said one thing: 2 headline fights, and then the shot at Canelo Álvarez. Everything has happened beautifully. We want to thank PBC, Tom, Louis, Team Canelo for the opportunity, and it's a massive opportunity. This is like the lottery ticket of boxing. We're in Las Vegas.
Not a great way to put it for Berlanga. You know what? He's supposed to get lucky, right? Aren't you? It's not a lottery, fuckface.
NBC.
It's supposed to be you worked your way to it. This is the way the sport is supposed to work. That you work your way to get. You're a contender, and then you make it to the to fight for the championship. It's really weird that a lot of supposed boxing fans are constantly saying, "Well, who did he fight? Who did he fight?" Well, he fought whoever the fuck they put in front of him, and also the guys, the contenders, what they're supposed to fight is everyone that's behind Canelo. I don't know what the situation is with Berlanga. Maybe these guys didn't want to fight him, but this guy cherry picked him, so he's got to take what he's getting, right? He's got to take it.
Apoyándome como siempre, agradecido con cada uno de los mexicanos, de mis fans que siempre están apoyándome. Espero que disfruten de una gran pelea el sábado, de un gran triunfo y que todos gritemos ¡Viva México, cabrones! ¡Ánimo! ¡Gracias!
¡Viva Puerto Rico, puñeta!
I wanted to show you guys because that's more of the head games I've been talking about, where Berlanga's trying to outshine Canelo as much as he can. He's constantly trying to outshine him. Anytime Canelo tries to get above him, he always he takes it a step further, right? He's trying to cross that line there. Right, Canelo, you can see the look in Canelo's face. He's not too happy about that.
I hope that everyone comes out.
I feel like there might be booze in that drink, in that right there. I don't know who put these bottles on that table, but maybe that's some other shit to kind of get on top of him. Because I noticed Berlanga was sipping at this shit the entire press conference. It looks like he's sipping it in a way like there's booze in there. That's why I feel like not a good thing. That's definitely not good.
Supports me just like they always do. I'm sending all my love to Mexico, and I hope that by the end of this fight, we can all...
Anyway, Canelo not looking too happy there. He reminded me a lot of the Ryan Garcia-Devin Haney fight. That's what it reminds me of. This build-ups really has me thinking of that fight. You have a guy here in Canelo that is really underrating this guy, the same way Devin Haney underrated his opponent. You know that Devin Haney for sure picked Ryan Garcia because he thought he was going to blow him out. We're seeing the same thing here. We see a very serious fighter in Canelo Álvarez. And, he's dead serious. He's flat. He's flat. He was flat the other day at the face-off of this. We're going to watch that in a second. He was flat. Canelo was completely flat. There's no energy in him. This is what happens when you have a hungry fighter versus a non-hungry fighter. Even if Berlanga's drained, and I'm hoping because he's still young, he's able to kind of like recuperate and kind of hydrate just enough, right? But this is what we're seeing. We're seeing an excited fighter like a Berlanga who has a future in the sport. His mind is in the future, right? Canelo Álvarez, this is just a payday. A payday. That's all this shit is. The guy's already checked out, people. How many times do I have to prove it? He's literally talking about fighting Conor McGregor after this fight. He's done. And he don't care because, look, even if he loses this fight, he's still going to have the Conor McGregor fight, right? All right, we're going to watch this face-off. And we don't have to watch the other one earlier. We already saw the one that happened today. But when Berlanga is mostly hydrated, it's a different case when they do the face-offs. He's very confident. They did 2 of them here. We're going to watch the first one. All right, give me 1 second. All right, here we go. All right, we're not going to have that music because we'll get hit with a fucking copyright strike for some trash music. Berlanga looks like he's going to the what do you call it, pajama camp, just like Canelo a little bit. It looks okay. Another face-off. Berlanga looking a little sucked in here. That guy in the background looks fucking crazy, right? Canelo looking a little bit like John Ryder in the face. It's kind of weird. That dude in the back looks crazy. He looks like Lurch or something. Looks like Berlanga wanted to look at him a little longer. You can definitely see the eyes are sucked in with Berlanga here. Canelo's a little sucked in as well. I think this was the last press conference before, or maybe the one press conference before the last. I think they had one more after this. All right, so they're looking at each other lovingly. All right, so Berlanga, I mean, I don't know who you would say won that, but, you know, you could say he's confident here. Playing around, he's very playful. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. He's going to be loose. I think he's going to be loose. Hopefully he comes in hydrated or he's in some way healthy for this fight. He is young enough, I think, to have a fighting chance. And he's not some fucking idiot that just rushes in there and throws wild punches like Canelo, right? That's what Canelo does. And he has the right mindset, people. He really does. And he already, as I see here, you know, you the cherry. I say that because Berlanga already saw the writing on the wall a couple of years ago. He did an interview. He said Canelo looked old. He said that he looks like he lost a couple of steps. You see here? Retiring Canelo Álvarez is definitely the goal in fight, says Edgar Berlanga. So he's looking to retire this guy. Who else have you heard say this? And this is an interview from about a year ago that Berlanga did, where he's talking about the slippage.
Freaking tremendous fight. Yeah, I know a lot of people's in talks about that too, you know, but, you know, they thinking that the Canelo thing is like dying out because he's in PBC, but, you know, you got Canelo there too that we can still make happen, you know, that just because he went over who to put in front of me.
All right, so I'm going to go forward a little bit so I can find that part. I didn't edit this, so I don't know. I got to go ahead. I wish they would write the description. They do have it, I think, in the description what they're saying. I want to show you because he talks about in this interview, he talks about how he sees slippage in Canelo.
Best Quigley, and he like I got the best Quigley, the best. If that Quigley would have fought Boo Boo, it would have been a different outcome. I promise you. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so he's trying to build up his fights. I'm not going to look all over this video for that moment, but he says in this interview, and this is from, I'll tell you when this happened. All right, this interview here is from, here one moment, I think I lost the fucking link. That interview is from, damn, I can't find the fucking thing. That interview is from a year ago. It's a year ago. All right. Give me 1 second. This is the final press conference before the fight. I saved it at this moment. We're going to see what they say. Give me 1 moment.
De mis fans que siempre están apoyándome, espero que disfruten de una gran pelea.
Oh, this is when he tries to stomp on Canelo. He doesn't let him dominate the press conference.
Sábado de un gran triunfo y que todos gritemos ¡Viva México, cabrones! ¡Ánimo! Gracias.
¡Viva Puerto Rico, puñeta!
I hope that everyone comes out and supports me just like they always do. I'm sending all my love to Mexico, and I hope that by the end of this fight, we can all yell out Viva México, cabrones, like we always do.
Viva Mexico, cabrones. They're not going to be really saying that after Berlanga knocks him out. Because people, it's possible. He could do it. He definitely could do it. And when he does knock him out, all those guys, all of Canelo's handlers are going to come out. And they're going to be like, this is what they're going to do to Berlanga after he knocks Canelo out.
Yeah, hurry. Come on, move it. Let's go get that drink.
Hang on. What the fuck did I do wrong?
You're not supposed to knock out Canelo, bro. You're not supposed to do that. All right, so we got Skull Kid 25 in the comments. He's saying Ryan tricked Haney by drinking fake beer. Yes, I agree. I mean, there's some tricks you can do there. Skull Kids has a couple more comments. He says that the dehydration clause is affecting Berlanga. Yeah, I agree. You could see it. But he's young enough. He's 27 years old. He might, I don't know. Canelo got hit with that rehydration clause when he was 22, and he couldn't deal with it. But Canelo was heavily muscled. Small little guy, big, bulky, but he was at 152, Canelo. That's 152 he came in. Berlanga's coming in at 167. We'll see what happens. I mean, he is working with Heredia, I think. I think it's Angel. I think his name is Heredia. We're going to see what kind of sauce he gives this guy. Hopefully he gives him the same shit Canelo's getting. It says, Skull Kid says, I hope Berlanga comes to fight and shocks the world. Yes, I think he's capable of doing it. I'm a little bit going a little bit all over the place, but we're going to get into an interview I saw earlier, because there's a lot of interesting stuff that has come out during, the build up to this fight. Another piece of information that's interesting here is Canelo being absolutely, completely fucking delusional. Let's see this.
And handsome. I feel in my prime.
Are you gonna be watching?
John, like Mayweather say, John, fresh, rich, and handsome. I feel in my prime.
Are you gonna be watching?
John. The delusion is amazing when you think you're in your prime. This motherfucker's not in his prime, people. Prime Canelo doesn't get pieced up by John Ryder, does he? And if he does, then he never was really that good, now was he? He wasn't that great if he was. All right? He thinks and also, dude, why are you sucking Floyd's balls? This guy drained your ass and you're still draining him. If you know what I mean. Full Diddy. Right, Canelo? That's some disgusting shit there. You're sending homage to Floyd Mayweather, the guy that drained your ass. This guy, I tell you, Canelo at his core is a piece of trash. He respects Floyd.
He's smart businessman. He drained me.
Right? He drained him. And he's okay with that. He drained him. Just like similar to what Boots Ennis does, if you know what I mean. We're gonna watch some of these fanboys drain Canelo. All right, this is having to do with the the fanboy shit, people. The fanboy shit. Give me one moment.
I'm not ready to talk about other fights.
This is these shitty people that are allowing Canelo and fighters like Canelo, with people with this mentality to destroy boxing. Okay, where's the fucking audio? Sorry, people, my audio's off. I'm going to turn the audio on. It's in mute. All right, I'm going to turn this music down a little bit. All right, so this is one of these fanboys, and I've been seeing this so much lately. These fucking people allow these fighters, like these Canelos, to just shit all over boxing. Listen to what this fucking asshole says to this guy.
Asking for anything. I'm good.
And that's fair, Canelo. You've earned the right. You've earned the right to dictate your career and what you want to do. You've earned that, Canelo. You've earned. And that's fair, Canelo. You've earned the right. You've earned the right to dictate your career and what you want to do. You've earned the right.
Yeah. Look, I'm good with that. I'm doing. I don't need that kind of things. I'm not looking for that kind of fights. If asking for anything, I'm good.
And that's fair, Canelo. You've earned the right. You've earned the right to dictate your career and what you want to do. You've earned the right.
Yeah. Look.
And that's fair, Canelo. You've earned the right. You've earned the right to dictate your career and what.
All right, so here this brown noser over here fucking saying this guy has the right to dictate his career. People, I need you to know, and I've said this so many different times. This is disgusting shit that these brown nosers think it's okay for this motherfucker to dictate his career. This is exactly what Floyd did. And there's no other sport that allows this to happen. Like, even in the UFC, they allowed, to a certain degree, they allowed Conor McGregor to kind of jump on opportunities. When it came to going up in weight, he jumped on some fights that seemed to be a little easy. But they made that guy take the big fights at some point. He was forced to fight the real fighters. This whole thing of cherry picking goes against the entire way boxing is supposed to work. He's supposed to fight the up and coming, the contenders. The guys that have actually fought to get where they're supposed to be. They've now made it up, right? They're a contender. Now they're the number one contender. Now they're supposed to be able to fight this fucking piece of trash. But guess what? He doesn't want to do that. There's one of the things that people keep saying over and over again is that, Benavidez, he fight nobody. He fight nobody. What are you talking about, bro? He fought all the guys ahead of him in order to build him up to fight this fuck. And this guy will not fight him. So what does that make him? He's a fucking ducking bitch. That's what it makes him. And it's not enough that they're offering him loads of money. He's not making anywhere near to the amount of money for this fight as he would versus Benavidez. But he's choosing to fight this guy. Why? Because he's fucking cherry picking. This is all he's doing. I mean, look, he can go and cherry pick all he wants. But the fact is that he cannot be called great if he's cherry picking. It doesn't work that way. You either got to fight all comers or you're a cherry picker. Or you can go and cherry pick, bum. You can cherry pick, but don't expect us to call you great because you don't deserve that. Greatness doesn't cherry pick, okay? And it's one thing to cherry pick. It's another thing to drain this motherfucker. Now you're also going to drain him. You're not only cherry picking the weaker fighter, right? The supposed less skilled fighter, because we don't know for a fact. I think Canelo thinks this guy's less skilled than him, but we'll find out tomorrow. Just like Crawford found out a few weeks ago. This guy has a decent amount of amateur fights, if you people don't know. This guy Berlanga actually has almost twice the number of amateur fights as Caleb Plant, right? He has more amateur fights than Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs and Berlanga are from the same area. We're actually all around the same area in Brooklyn. But this guy actually has more fights than Danny Jacobs. And Danny Jacobs, Canelo did not beat. I mean, you could say he beat him, I guess, maybe on points. But that Danny Jacobs was drained to death. And he was slapping Canelo in his face and peppering him like he was nobody. That was another one of those weird-looking fights. You know, it looked very similar to, like, the Kovalev fight. The only difference is that Danny Jacobs was unwilling to take a dive. But he was peppering Canelo the whole fight. I mean, if anything, if you're really going to count that fight properly, I think Canelo lost the Danny Jacobs fight. Right? It's just, you know, he's a special guy, people. He's a special guy. He's a special fucking guy. He gets to do whatever the F he wants. But, you know, despite all my range, I got to go watch this and watch this guy be drained tomorrow. Hopefully he's not drained. All right, so give me one moment. Give me one moment. We're going to watch some more of this interesting stuff that's been going on before the fight. You guys just saw some brown nosing that's going on. And Skull Kids 25 says all facts. And he says spot on, bro. Memo Heredia. That's his name, right? Memo Heredia is in Berlanga's camp. Berlanga's taking it to a whole another level. People, is he doing training? Not training, training. Did he actually jump on the tainted meat truck? Just like good old Canelo. Canelo and Berlanga are on the tainted meat truck. Same catering company, people. Same catering company. Okay. Believe it or not, people, these MMA guys are doing some better interviews than a lot of these boxing channels. I saw an interview a few days ago, and by a few days ago, I mean about 2 weeks ago, with Edgar. It's a show on YouTube called Pound for Pound with Kamir and Henry Cejudo. It's two UFC fighters. It's Usman and Henry Cejudo. I can't pronounce that guy's name. I'm an idiot. We're gonna be watching a little bit of this interview they did with Berlanga. It's a very good. I thought it was a very good interview. We're not gonna watch the whole thing. Obviously, it'll go on fucking forever. All right. Let's see this. I'm gonna get some good insights into what Berlanga's thinking about the fight, because Berlanga people, they're gonna be very shocked. I think what people see tomorrow. I think if Berlanga's not completely, if he's not dead, people coming into the ring, and he's hydrated up well. If I was him, I would break the rehydration clause. I would put on as much weight as I can, and Canelo can go and cry all he wants. Because when I come in that ring, I'm gonna knock his fucking head off. That's the way Berlanga should think. He should take it to the next level. You know where Danny Jacobs, he brought his weight up a little bit. Berlanga should eat as much as he fucking can, hydrate, fucking take an IV, do it all. Because you know Canelo's not pulling out this fight. I don't think he would. I think the promotion companies would be like, fuck no, you're not pulling out. We'll take money from Berlanga, but you're not pulling out this fight, bro. And then Berlanga needs to come in there and knock this motherfucker out, because I think he's capable of doing it. People are going to be very surprised. The Canelo, very, very slow feet, people. He comes in very sloppy. He barely takes his head off the line. He just comes straight in with these high muffs. These guys are not taking him out like they could. This is a big puncher. All you got to do, really, you got to just get range on him. You got to fight Canelo tall and long. That's how you fight him. You don't do this Munguia bullshit where you bend your fucking knees and you have your fucking face right in line for an uppercut. That's not how you fight this guy. Look, Berlanga has a 73-inch reach. His reach is longer than Canelo's. His reach is longer than Lara's. So he could definitely take it. He can get Canelo on the back foot, right? Kind of walk him in. You just peppering him. You touch him with the jab. Touch. Take a step back. Some more touches. As soon as Canelo comes in to leap in with his garbage, like, his big slow looping hooks, because if you get range on Canelo, he has a tendency to leap in with these big looping shots. Now, if he's on top of you, he has some nice snappy shots at times, not always. He's actually very inconsistent with the level of power. Nowadays he's kind of a big arm puncher. It's really weird. He like punches your arms, so which isn't great because you could do what they call catch and shoot. If he hits you on the arm, I mean, it's a lot worse for Canelo to eat a shot to the face. I mean, basically you're gonna trade arm punch for a right hook or a left hook. So Canelo hits Berlanga on his left shoulder. Berlanga comes right back with a right hook. That's not gonna be good for Canelo if that happens. Or Berlanga's just gonna punch with him because he's like, this motherfucker just keeps punching me on the arms. I'm just gonna throw a left hook while he's throwing his right hook because he's just throw it to my arms anyway, right? So Canelo's gonna eat a fucking left hook to his face while he's attempting to throw an arm punch. You see, this is why when you see he's hitting you in the arms like this, you punch with him. You punch as hard as you can. And this guy is, he's still kind of green, so he might actually do stuff like that where these other guys won't. Also, when you have him walking forward, again, like I said, Berlanga's he's not just standing in one spot, people. He does move his feet. And I'm pretty sure in preparation for this fight, he's going to be boxing. He's decent at landing some long punches. So another shot, he's got a good uppercut. Berlanga has a good lead uppercut. It's another shot, a good shot to use on Canelo. But one of the best ones to use is take that step back, jab. You're going to pepper him with your lead, and then boom, you just drop the hammer on him. Hard right hand. You punch him to knock his ass out. This is what you don't see from these motherfuckers. All these guys that came here and pretended that they came here to fight. None of these fucking guys are trying to knock this guy out. What you do with this Canelo dude is you walk him into shots. And when you throw that straight right hand, you throw that shit to knock it through his face. That's how you do it. If you notice, you guys watch this motherfucker's fights, Canelo, these guys are playing pit-pat. None of them are punching through the target. None of them. All right? And so if this guy is actually coming here to fight, and he punches through the target, you're going to see some shit tomorrow. All right, so we're going to watch some of this interview. All right?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Pound for Pound. I am the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman.
Henry Cejudo, a.k.a. Triple C.
Guys, we are joined...
All right, people, is it just me? Is it just me that thinks that this fucking guy, Henry Cejudo, looks like... first of all, he's creepy. He looks like a fucking... I used to actually really like Henry Cejudo because he's sort of like, he's funny. He's a funny guy. They called him the cringe. He was fun. He brought cringe to a whole new level in the MMA, and he was funny with it. But doesn't he look like Eddie Munster? You guys ever watched The Munsters? I obviously that's before my time, but I've been watching it since I was a little kid. And Henry Cejudo looks just like Eddie Munster. Am I fucking wrong? He does. Is that little Eddie Munster? Is he like? Is he like a relative of Eddie Munster? Maybe. Who knows?
By a very, very special guest, the man that will be taking on, who is considered, quote unquote, pound for pound. My man, super middleweight, WBA #1 contender, and his man is looking to shock the world. September, Mexican Independence Day in Las Vegas, Nevada. My man, Edgar Berlanga.
A Shadowline production.
My man, I wanted to give you all, but I would have kept going forever. All the way from Brooklyn, New York, by way of Puerto Rico. It's going to be a big and a special event because it's of course there's always been that rivalry, that Mexico, that Puerto Rico rivalry. Yeah. And this is kind of the forthcoming of it. This is your opportunity now to stamp your name in the mix of that. There's been legendary fights before, but now this is your time. So September 14th, I believe, September 14th?
Yes, sir.
Live at the T-Mobile Arena, which is a beautiful...
We're going to look how long. This is a very long interview, so I'm going to be clipping ahead through it. some great questions were asked. They did a great job. These guys do interviews better than the boxing channels, people. I'm not saying the small YouTube channels like this one, some of the best in the world, right? They're not saying stuff as deep as Caleb Plant would, right? Caleb Plant over here, he's pretty. I'm kidding. That's a joke. They do a good job. They did a better job here than basically any other mainstream boxing channel has done, and they're MMA fighters. They probably just know they can beat the shit out of Canelo, and they don't need to brown nose. They already got some money, Why? I don't understand why this shit is freezing. I hope my stream isn't dead. There's something weird happening here. Oh, Lord. I hope this isn't crashing. Give me 1 second, people. I'm going to refresh this.
Play at parts of the world, taking a nap. We might not know.
Saying compassion, all these guys. I don't compassion for Mexican. This is...
All right. This is lagging a little bit. I'm sorry, people. I'm going to get it back. I'm going to make it small again. I'm going to... Give me 1 moment. Technical difficulties. Motherfucking technical difficulties. While I'm trying to get this to work, we're going to watch something very important, people. Very important.
Just remember, I only tell you one time. Fuck me, Tony. Fuck me.
All right, people. That was that's a remake. That's the new LGBTQ version of Scarface. That's coming out this summer, right? All right. We got Cynthia and Flapjack in the comments. All right. I think the video might be back. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna read some of these comments before I get back into showing this video. Cynthia and Flapjack says stream looks and sounds good. Stream looks as. All right. Okay, got Max Kuckerman in the comments. He's saying, is that EPO Usman? Yes, that is EPO Usman. Usman would come to the ring covered in zits, people. It was ridiculous. We got Josh in the comments saying, also ban abortion. Josh also says Berlanga wins if he comes to win. I agree, Josh. Also, if he comes in healthy, people are going to be very shocked what happens, because this guy, like I said, people, nobody's coming to punch through the target when they fight this fucker. They don't. You guys see it. How many fights have we seen this? We got Kovalev, tap, 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 tap. He's just tapping him up. Even Danny Jacobs, tap, tap, tap. He's hitting him with taps. Why isn't anybody punching through the fucking target? Right? You line his ass up. Jab, jab, jab. You just feint. Take steps back. As soon as he comes in with his loop and shit, boom, and you just come in with a straight right hand as hard as you can throw it. Straight as a fucking spear. Right into his face. And it's doable. It definitely is doable. No one's doing it. That's the problem. All right? This is some weird shit, all right? Let's watch this interview right now. Okay, hopefully this is working. I can't hear it. It's still lagging. I'm gonna refresh it one more time. Hopefully my YouTube isn't fucking up.
We might not know from you. I don't know. Nowadays,
who knows? But I got a couple movie gigs, so you're right, dude. I may not even watch either one of them, but I'll get the news. Kush, I'll get
it. All right, my man. Well, that was a fantastic interview with my man Edgar Berlanga.
All right, so I totally skipped to the very end. I'm going to go back a little bit because Edgar Berlanga is going to talk about how all these pussies are coming to the ring and taking it easy on Canelo. They're all bending over for him. Berlanga, in so many different interviews, this guy, he knows that he has a future. He's not here for this simple payday. He's trying to beat this motherfucker. This guy, to him, is the stepping stone. That's what he is. This is the way you look at this. These other guys that fought this fucking guy, Canelo, they basically retire after they fight him. Look at the Saunders. This fucking guy retired after he fought Canelo. And I might go into that. I might show Canelo's record. Because all these guys he's fighting, these supposed ex-champions or current champions, these guys retire right after the Canelo fight. And that's a sign, people. That's very similar to the way to Crawford's career. Crawford, all these guys fight him, and boom, they're retired 1 or 2 fights later. They're done. That shows you they got that. They get, well, in the case of Canelo, they're just getting their paydays and they're out the door. That's all it is. Okay.
We are going to Canelo, and Canelo brings such a big
night for 36 minutes.
Yeah, and
You know what I'm saying? So you know, but it's just it's just people just hating, man. Like people would rather sit there and hate on you for your success than actually applaud you. You know, and that's just life. That's how it is. You know, and people don't really understand my story. You know, people probably think because I'm flashy and all this stuff, but you know, I never came. We never came with I never had a silver spoon in my mouth. You know, when I turned pro, you know, my first pro 3 fights was in Mexico. You know, fighting for $1,000, and no promoter wanted to sign me. You know, we reached out to promotions; they was not interested at all. And you know, I had to sign with a local.
All right, people. This is the moment that shows you where Berlanga comes from. Berlanga actually he was a boxer. People, he would win on points. He's talking about in the amateurs. In order for him to get signed to become a pro, to get signed with a promotion company, he started going for knockouts. So he's actually pushing for the knockouts. This is one of the reasons he's probably walking into traps, because he's pushing so hard to be exciting. You know, a lot of fighters aren't like that. Also, the guys that this fucking he's fighting are coming to win. For example, he had a hard fight like 2 years ago, and people are making a big deal out of it. Oh, he got knocked down and all. It's like, come on, people. These guys are coming to win. When they hit him, they're hitting him to knock him out. This is not what's happening to Canelo. This is not happening, so you cannot even compare the two. Also, he had a hard fight with this. I forgot. Angulo. People act like that guy's a bum, dude. That guy would knock out Caleb Plant. That Angulo guy, because you know he had a hard fight with Angulo, and I hear people talking shit about that. Look, Angulo did what Canelo refuses to do. Angulo fought Benavidez, and he took it to him. Right? He tried to knock Benavidez out. He was coming for him. Right? Also, if you look at, people won't agree. But I mean, look, Angulo in many ways fights very similar to Canelo. He's very similar. He comes forward, aggressive, very similar kind of winging punches. Very similar. The one of the difference is Canelo's a little more explosive. It's maybe a little bit faster with his hands, and he has less reach. So look, if Berlanga could avoid Angulo's punches, he could probably definitely very easily avoid Canelo's, because keep in mind, Canelo's got less reach. He's got less reach. Also, Angulo's taller and longer than Canelo. He's sort of like a taller and longer version of Canelo. That's what he is. And people would disagree. Oh, well, how dare you say that? So I'm bringing that up because this guy, Canelo, is not really far outside of what Berlanga has fought in the past. He's basically, I'll say this, Canelo's a more refined Angulo. That's what he is. He's more refined. He has more tools. He may not have as many weapons, or he may have around the same amount of weapons. Probably he may be a little faster, but it's not just like light years ahead of what Berlanga's dealt with. That's what I'm saying.
New York promotion, and to get my name buzzing, you know, and then I was like, I got to start like knocking people out, you know, and I just started. That's when I went on that rampage, and I was just knocking people out, you know, in the first round. And that's when I woke up the whole world, you know, the boxing world. And that's when like all the big promoters started reaching out to me because they seen success, you know. So right now I feel like I'm in the same position right now. You know, everybody's doubting me. Everybody don't believe in me. You know, but I just got to shock the world.
He's got a chip on his shoulder, people. He's out to prove something. It's a very powerful motivator. Very powerful. Is Canelo out to prove the world wrong? No, he isn't. In some ways, maybe he is. But you got to look at it. You got to really look at it. Really has the pressure on their shoulders? It may not be Berlanga. It may be Canelo, because Canelo, everybody's built this as an easy fight. This is nothing, right? Canelo's the one that's got to make it look easy, right? And I don't think he will. This guy comes in healthy, and you know, it might not be a good thing for Canelo. This has everything in this fight. It could be a cherry pick gone wrong. Really can.
September 14th, man. That's the only thing that's on my mind right now.
It's got all the signs.
Being great that night for 36 minutes.
Yeah, and I think.
And he says, you see this? He says 36 minutes. This guy's he's not thinking of just knocking Canelo out. He wants the knockout to come organically, but he has said that he'd knock him out in 6 rounds. We'll see what happens, people, but he does have the power to do that. We don't know what Canelo's done. I don't know what kind of gloves, what deals this guy's had to go, what's he had to deal with. But I'm hoping that Eddie Hearn has helped this man and protected him through, you know, his power in the industry, where he doesn't have to wear pillows, and he can actually come in at a healthy weight, you know.
Edgar, when you see this fight, man, obviously Canelo, there's a lot of tape out there, man. And I feel like you know, you are the bigger super middleweight. At 168 pounds, you're a big dude. And I go back and I watch that fight when Canelo fought Jaime Munguia. And those in that first round, Jaime Munguia had that right game plan.
Dude, it wasn't just the first round. He was taking it to fucking Canelo, man. He was beating the shit out of Canelo.
The long punches, putting the pressure on. The same reason how was it that beat?
To me, it just looked like Munguia was having, it was too easy for him, it looked like. It's like he's like, oh, I'm just going to lower my base and this motherfucker can uppercut my face off. That's what Munguia did. And in later rounds, it looked like he gave up. Like he just stopped trying to hurt the man.
Ended up being a guy like Canelo. Straight punches, putting the pressure on.
Straight punches, yes. Fight tall, long.
I mean, when you see a guy like Canelo, you see obviously he's beaten a lot of great people, but there's also a lot of tape on him. How do you break a dude down like that?
I mean, with him, you know, I got all the attributes, you know.
This man here, Tim Bradley, many would say is the most attractive man on earth. And many SEALs who see this picture would agree. I'm just showing this because this guy, you know what I hate? I hate people who have these garbage hot takes. They'll tell you that Canelo's going to whip this guy's ass, but they can never tell you how. He's going to walk forward and just beat his ass, right? Well, that works when a guy's coming to not fight, right? As they keep saying, this guy's coming to fight. So if this guy's coming to fight, is Canelo just going to walk straight forward with his high guard? You know, no head, barely no head movement. That's it, right? You know, this guy's actually very good at shooting shots around high guards. I've seen him do it many times. And in Canelo, you know, he's a perfect candidate for eating these right hands from this dude. Also, the uppercut. It's a big one. Tim Bradley might be wrong. And once again, I mean, that's, to me, him predicting this is sort of like a curse. It's like a curse. Like anybody that Tim Bradley predicts to win, they usually lose.
And better, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, what Bivol has and all these guys, I just got to follow the game plan we got. You know, like you said, he's been beaten before. It's not like he has an O on his record and he's never been touched or never been beaten. That guy's been beaten numerous times, you know what I'm saying? Even if fights that was close, that went to the other guy, you know, was there's fights out there that he did lose, you know, and they still gave it to him because obviously he's the bigger draw. But you know, he has a problem with a great jab, you know, and bigger guys, you know, that, like what you said, that those straight punches, you know, and that keeps the distance on him, you know what I'm saying? And Munguia.
Exactly, bro. You see, he's got the right idea. And so if he has it here, and he's been he's been saying this for weeks, they've been studying Canelo. They've been sparring in preparation. They're doing everything they need to do to beat this motherfucker.
I think Munguia fought a great fight until he...
I see. When you really look at Berlanga, he's trained himself psychologically. He calls Canelo this guy. He doesn't suck his balls like all these other guys did. They're like, oh, Canelo. Oh, my God, I'm fighting Canelo. Oh, God. Oh, shit. We're not worthy. Right? That kind of shit. We're not worthy. That's what they're doing. This guy is prepared psychologically, and he's been getting ready physically. And he's thinking about the path forward. This isn't an end point for him. He's got a future. These other guys just wanted the payday, and then they're gone. They're out the fucking door. Look at Caleb Plant. He's done barely anything since that Canelo fight. He fought this absolute bum, then he fought Benavidez. He got beat up, and then he's just like doing nothing. Now he's fighting an absolute nobody, right? Which would be hilarious if he gets beat tomorrow. That'd be fucking hilarious. You know, it could happen to a better guy, really. You know, he deserves it.
I feel like he got tired, and, you know, he started like really like lunging in and, you know, standing like going, like he's the guy that's 6'1", and he went down to 5'7", you know, and took his height off on him and let him bang him up and stuff. But, you know, if Munguia had the right IQ for that fight, Munguia could have beat him easy. You know, he had the same attribute. He's big, you know, he throws a lot of punches. He could take a punch. You know, he just lacked the IQ of just, you know, keeping Canelo from the outside.
Yeah, no, for sure, because I watched that fight with Bivol, and obviously there's Mayweather, but he was still super young. But when I see the last time that he did lose against Bivol, and it was pressure, and it was pretty much getting bullied. You know, the dude didn't allow Canelo to set. You know, he had him going back, so I think that was like a big key. But we spoke to Canelo, and we asked Canelo, you know, why Edgar? He's just like, well, it's, you know, he goes back to the Puerto Rican Mexican rivalry. That's something that really kind of came to mind for him. But he's also like, you know what?
He didn't choose Berlanga. Canelo didn't choose Berlanga. Canelo's team chose Berlanga because they think he was ripe for the taking. And then they looked at the Puerto Rican audience, and that's what they wanted. They looked at how they can maximize their finances, they can maximize profits, and also minimizing risk. So minimize risk and maximize your payday. Right? That's what they did. That's why they chose him.
This kid amped something in me that I've been wanting to do to somebody for a very, very long time. I mean, the dude's talking about, and we've said it. We've heard in the press conference. I'm just repeating what was said. And obviously, we had an interview with Canelo himself, and he's talking about breaking you down and then getting rid of you within the eighth. I mean, how do you how do you answer that, bro? Like, is that like obviously, you were probably at one point a fan of Canelo. But then now rivals become, legends, or you're a fan, but now he's officially a rival.
Idols become rivals. Yeah. He never had compassion for me. You know what I'm saying? Since the time we started, we signed a contract. One thing for sure, I'm Puerto Rican, and you know how that rivalry goes. You never seen a Mexican have compassion or for a Puerto Rican, or a Puerto Rican have compassion for Mexican. This is history right here. And we're gonna do the same to him. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna break him down. He's saying that, and it's crazy how he could say and sit there and say he has compassion for fighters. You know what I'm saying? For me, that's weird. That's weird shit. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, we like you guys are UFC fighters. You don't go in there and say, hey, champ up there, I'm fighting this guy. I'm gonna have compassion for him. I'm gonna be nice with him. Motherfucker, these guys are going in here trying to kill you, bro. You could die in that ring. That's why there's no respect. At the end of the day, we gotta fight. We gotta fight September 14th. And that's why I told them during the press conference, like, there's no respect, bro. A lot of people respect you, cool. I'm not them though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna tuck my tail that night. You know what I'm saying? We going out there for war. And obviously to win too. So
That's the perfect mindset, people. You really got to have this mindset when you come to these fights. Canelo Álvarez was very, very disappointed at the press conference when this guy got in his face. He says the contract is signed. I don't have to be nice to you anymore. I don't have to be nice to you, motherfucker. We're going to fight. And Canelo was very disappointed. He's like, why you got to be so rude? Why you got to be so rude? It's because he's going to beat the shit out of you. He's got to have the right mindset. He's not there to lay down for you. He's not laying down for anybody. All the fights that Berlanga had before this, he wasn't sucking balls. So why is he going to do it for you? And I hate this whole thing where people are like, oh, well, look, Canelo gave you this opportunity. In reality, he's not supposed to be giving anybody an opportunity. They're building their own opportunities. This is how the sport's supposed to work. It's supposed to be on a ladder system. I worked my way up to you, motherfucker. I worked to get here. So why the fuck am I going to thank you? Right? I thank myself. Just like you had your journey, I have my journey, and it's supposed to be separate from you. You're going to go and you're going to pick my name out of a fucking hat and I'm supposed to thank you? Why? That's basically disrespect, because obviously you have a history and you're picking people that you view as beatable. So you think you can beat me. So what am I going to do? I'm going to get in your face. I'm going to say, motherfucker, you're not going to beat me. Right? I'm going to beat the shit out of you. And this is what Berlanga's doing. He knows. He's been saying it all throughout the build-up towards his fight. He thinks I'm a cakewalk, and he's going to be wrong.
With him saying compassion, all these guys, I don't believe in that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's either you're going to do it or not. You know what I'm saying? And you guys are UFC fighters. Right. You guys are fucking elbowing people, headbutting people, kneeing people. You're not going to go in there and be like, hey, I got compassion for this guy. I'm going to let him hit me with fucking 10 elbows, and I hit him with a fucking uppercut, and it's cool. Nah, hell no, man. Like, you can't do that.
Right. No, and you made a good point, and it's one thing that I kind of want to ask is because when you're coming up, obviously your name, obviously Canelo is Canelo. Everyone knows who Canelo, and Canelo brings such a big.
One of the great parts about this interview is the fact that he's being interviewed by two. Regardless if people believe it or not, these are great fighters. These two guys took all comers on. They fought everybody, right? Henry Cejudo, what was he, a 3-time champion? I think he was actually basically undisputed in multiple weights, wasn't he? I think he was like triple king. I think he had 2 or 3 titles in the UFC at 3 different weight classes. I mean, these guys are real fighters that he's being interviewed by. This isn't boxing where they got a million titles floating around. These guys are at the tops of their divisions. They are undisputed. That's it. These men are undisputed. This is undisputed men that are interviewing Berlanga here. This isn't no Paulie Malignaggi, people. And so they're being very respectful. And they're being honest. Where you see all these other motherfuckers, they're over here saying, they're thinking this guy lost already. That's what they're doing. They don't want to, and they suck balls all day because they want interviews. These guys already got paid. These guys got money already. These 2 men that are interviewing Berlanga here possibly have more money in the bank than Berlanga has. So they're very, and to see that they're disrespectful, these guys deserve a lot of respect, I feel like, for this interview. This is a very good interview.
Shadow when he comes.
But we're not going to watch the whole thing because it's just too long. Remember, it's called Pound for Pound. Obviously, I need more help from my fucking channel. Come on, guys, push my channel. Push my channel, you mother effers.
Into fights. Now you are still on the rise, and obviously you've made a name for yourself to get to this place, but it's not been the exact same. So I want to know for you, because signing a fight like this, how are you handling the new, obviously the media attention is going to be completely different than what you've been used to, and staying just kind of in where you need to be in the right frame of mind to where you don't let this get too big for you, because that is a thing. Some people, they let that moment get too big for them. So then when they get in there, like you just mentioned, they start having compassion for Canelo, and then Canelo just starts breaking them down.
Like with me, right? You know, obviously, like, you know, we've been having a lot of media attention.
I like how Usman kind of like passes it on to other people, because you got to keep in mind, Usman fought Tyson Fury. He fought Tyron Woodley. And at the time, Tyron Woodley was very dominant. And Usman just ran over him like he was nobody.
And now we know, like, now it's time to, like, shut it off, shut it down, you know. Like, the fight is already sold, you know. That's it. There's nothing more we could do. You know, at the end of the day, you know, if I go in there and I lose, all this shit's going to go out the window, you know. So my main focus right now is to win, because when we win, everything else is going to open up for us, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm used to having cameras in my face. I'm used to the, you know.
So there you go, people. There you fucking go. Like you said, his objective is to fucking win. He's already got the payday, whatever the fuck they gave him. He already has it in the bank. What he's coming for is the future. Canelo's the guy standing in the way of his future. All right? So he's not fucking around. He's coming for the kill, people. We're going to watch Rosado. Gave Rosado, fellow Puerto Rican, but he's from Philadelphia. Let's see what our guy over here has to say for Mr. Edgar Berlanga. All right, here you go.
Good to see you, bro. What chance does your fellow Boricua realistically have pulling off this upset, man, Edgar Berlanga Saturday?
Look, man, it really comes down to his attitude and his approach. You know, he got to be a dog. You know what I'm saying? This is the fight of his life, man. He got to take no for an answer. And, you know.
No, bro, he doesn't want to take no for an answer. He wants to not take no for an answer. Not take no for an answer. He wants to not take no for an answer. But I know what you mean. Berlanga has the right mindset. We've seen it countless times during this build-up. He's constantly saying it over and over again. He's here to fuck this guy up. And he's not here to take a knee like all the other fucks. Okay? He's got the right mindset. But Berlanga's correct. Rosado's correct here. He look a little bit like a Puerto Rican Tommy Lee Jones. I just have to say it. But before we get back to this interview, people, we got a very, very, very important message here. I need you guys to know about this. I don't know if I played it already, but we'll see this. We'll see this real fast.
Good afternoon, everyone. Well, it's a special week, isn't it? Mexican Independence Weekend, and of course, Canelo Álvarez. I'm excited. You know they just want to fuck each other.
Fuck me. I mean, this table's about to jump up in a minute. That's got me really excited.
Oh no! Wait a minute. Not to be dog bark, but
it's perfect. I like it, and he got it. He got it. put out that thing. You know? And I said, help me. And he put out that thing. It's perfect. Now you need to do it at me.
That's fucking illegal.
You need to do.
He was the one that started. He was the one that started the the whole justice thing. You know what I'm saying, and he was like, I feel like he was just inviting me to his private part downstairs. So I started going back to him, doing it back to him. We were, like, I was just inviting him to like.
We want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo.
I don't mind talking. Out of all the fighters in boxing, I don't mind talking about.
That's fucking illegal.
All right, people, that's fucking illegal. I'm going to see if I don't know if I showed you guys this clip. I saved some clips to see if we can watch this little clip here.
The chairman of Matchroom Sports, Mr. Eddie Hearn.
I think this is from the other day, this interview.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. And what a moment for Edgar Berlanga at a time when boxing is red hot. Of course, last weekend, every weekend is a mega fight week, and it doesn't get any bigger than Canelo Álvarez fight weeks. We've missed the Canelo Álvarez fight weeks, and this time we come as the opponent. Many opponents we've had have faced him in the past: Billy Joe Saunders, Callum Smith, John Ryder, Rocky Fielding, and now we have a real shot in Edgar Berlanga. It's been interesting to see the response. I think Edgar's been overlooked, disrespected. He's the #1 challenger with the WBA. He's the mandatory challenger. He's earned the right to this shot. And when we signed him 13 months ago, we promised him a shot at the great Canelo Álvarez. As things moved on, that shot looked as though it would become more difficult. And as always, it's the lottery ticket of boxing to land the shot against Canelo Álvarez.
Sorry, people.
And for that, we want to thank everybody at the PBC.
Sorry, people. I think we watched this clip earlier. There was some clips that I had saved earlier where they just keep going on and on saying repeatedly that this guy's coming to win, which I found that really interesting. And this happened in multiple press conferences, that they had multiple people saying this guy's coming to win. That's really, really weird that they would say that, because the assumption you would think would be it's a fucking sport, right? The guy always have to be coming to win, right? That's a given. But when it comes to this motherfucker, they're not coming to win. That's the problem. And we're seeing this over and over again in his fights. These guys are not coming to take his head off.
Obviously Canelo is the more experienced guy. And I think Berlanga's going to see a lot of things that on Saturday night that he's never seen before. Certain techniques and skills that Canelo's going to do. And he has to just be mentally strong to be like, okay, I'm going to make an adjustment. And make adjustments on the fly. Don't wait too long. He has to make adjustments on the fly, and I think his best bet is being aggressive and taking the fight to Canelo.
You see, I don't completely agree with that. I think Berlanga would do well to start the fight taking steps back and then walking Canelo onto shots. He is capable of doing that, especially if he's been training for that throughout the training camp. He could walk Canelo onto shots. People are going to be very shocked by that. But it's not very hard, people, when you have the reach advantage to kind of like paw out your lead hand and kind of line him up for that straight right. And then if you miss, you don't want to fall in. You don't want to throw it too hard. You want to set him up later in the fight is when you just really start loading up on that shit, right? But if you really want to, throw balls to the wall, you line up, you see your opportunity, boom, you come as hard as you can through there with that straight right hand. Right, and you try to get him right on his jaw and try to knock his ass out. Because a lot of times guys tend to hit this dude on his head. He got a hard fucking head. You see that thing? That thing's like a fucking brick. It's like a cinder block, this guy's head. It must be from all, his, all from his totally not taking sauce, The dude got a bigger head than Barry Bonds, right? He's like 5'6", 5'7", and he's got this enormous fucking head. No Diddy, people, no Diddy. Right, Diddy? Wait, where's Diddy? Oh, there's Diddy. Get out of here, Diddy. He's hiding, isn't he? All right, people. What was I going to look at? All right, we got Never Sobers in the comments. Never Sobers Reloaded. His name just keeps changing. He used to be I Hate Never Sobers. I don't know why he hates himself. He says, yo, I say, what's up, Never Sobers? It's good to have you here, man. And Never Sober says, he's asking a question. He says, he said, did you say Berlanga was drained? Yeah, dude, he looked drained. He looked super drained. I could show you guys some more of it in a few minutes. And I'll show you in a little while. I'll show you some more of these pictures. This guy, his face looked all sucked in. He didn't look too good.
You break it down for me, Gabe. You know,
So,
how do you do that?
Yeah, so when I say be aggressive and take the fight to him, what I mean is...
Sorry, I've already said it. I don't completely agree with this. I do agree that Berlanga's going to have to walk him back. He's going to have to push him back. But he should start the fight. This is the great thing with Berlanga is he can go both ways, sort of like Diddy, but not in that way. He can kind of box, sort of. He's not terrible at boxing, people. He does. That was his first discipline. He wasn't a big come forward, knock you out kind of guy. That's what he did later, right before he went pro. He can box. Actually, his favorite fighter is Floyd Mayweather. I guess if you can consider that boxing, then he could do a punch and grab. He could actually do that because he got the length. He's got the length on him. But yeah, I think Berlanga should start with the kind of range and kind of catch him as he's coming in. Jab, try to pop him with that power jab and then take steps back and just keep popping him because Canelo's big. Canelo always looks like he's got a bald fist and he's trying to take you out fast. He's always trying to knock you out. It's really weird. He's not a big puncher, which is another interesting thing that guys don't just take it to him. He's not a huge puncher. As much as people believe he is, he's really not. If you're a huge puncher, you're going to knock out Shane Mosley. You're going to knock out an old Miguel Cotto, an old Shane Mosley, right? This, this guy, Josecito Lopez, I always bring that up. People say, whatever. No, that guy was very small compared to Canelo. Canelo was much bigger than him, and he could not knock him out. All these other guys. Man, people will look at Kirkland. Who the fuck is Kirkland, bro? Kirkland had no chin. Kirkland was already slurring his words when he stepped in the ring with Canelo. He was already being told to retire before he got to Canelo. The dude was fucking slurring.
Slip and slide your way in. Don't just go in without throwing shots. Slip and slide your way in, right? Jab when you come in, double up the jab, triple up the jab, and when you double the jab and triple the jab, you have a long.
Come on, man! You can't say things like slip and slide your way in. All right, you're gonna make Diddy come out. Okay, I know he's already come out, but come on, Diddy, dude, get a little bit mature. All right, be mature. Just because he said slip and sliding your way in doesn't mean you have to come out here. All right, get the fuck out of here, Diddy.
Longer reach, you have him on height. Close that gap with the jab, and then immediately let the combinations go. Don't throw combinations off the rip without the jab.
Well, what I would say is jab, right hand, left hook to the body. Jab, right hand to the head, people. Jab to the head, right hand to the head. Don't fall in, right hand, and the right hand is kind of, you push it. You don't throw it too hard. You throw it just kind of like a flick, a snap, boom, and it's all to set up that left hook to the body. That's one of the biggest shots that Berlanga should throw. And Berlanga's actually a pretty good body puncher. He throws pretty good, and when he throws combinations, he's actually pretty damn explosive.
He's good for that. He's a counter puncher. Triple the jab, double the jab. The jab is the most important punch for Berlanga in this fight. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be his defense and it's his offense. It's going to get him out of trouble and then get him in spots where he can attack. But he has to be consistent. So his condition has to be the best it's ever been.
Right. Because Canelo doesn't throw a lot of punches per round, too. So, yeah.
So that's what I mean about him being busy, where try to outwork Canelo.
I don't think he always has to be consistent. Actually, if anything, his off timing can be a good thing at times. He at times he needs to let Canelo punch. And then, like I said, take those steps back, kind of feint. He's got to throw feints. He doesn't do feints enough for longer. You never really see him feinting. He's got to take steps back and allow. One of the best things for Berlanga, what I would do is I would piss Canelo off, maybe poke him in his forehead right before when they go to touch gloves, smack his hands down, call him a pussy. Do something to get in his head because you want him to come at you and throw lots and lots of punches. And then you got to evade them. Once you see you're going to get your back to the ropes, you circle. You jab him. You hit him with straight right hand. You clinch him. You do all that kind of shit. You lay yourself on top of him possibly too. Do things to put your weight on him. Tire his ass out. He gets gassed pretty quickly, people. And as soon as Canelo starts loosening that high guard, I promise you, people, this guy is in decent shape. He's going to start wrapping that right hand around this guy's defense, and he's going to hurt him. Because I've seen this guy, Berlanga, lands it on the spot. He's like a master at hitting you right on your temple. He don't just punch you around the guard and hit you on the top of your head. He hits you right where you're supposed to hit them.
Because Canelo, he's a fighter where he makes his punches count, but he's not throwing punches in bunches.
Nope, he's not.
When he does throw his shots, he makes them count. But Berlanga on the other side, since he doesn't really have that experience of how to set things up the way Canelo does, because that takes time. What he needs to do is he needs to take advantage of his youth and his size and that punching power. But that punching power only means something if you're throwing shots and you're throwing decoy shots and then you set up that big one.
Right.
If he goes in there and he's just trying to land that big shot, Canelo's too good for that.
Yeah, dude,
you gotta set it up. And
I agree. You got to set it up. You got to do a little shoe shine. A little bit of shoe shine in there, people. Set up that shit, right?
Think about the knockout. Just let your hands go. Let your hands go. When you see opportunities, throw that big shot. But I feel that that's what he needs to do, and we'll see. We'll see if he can. I feel he can bring that kind of pressure. It's just mentally he has to just be a dog on fight time.
Well, I mean, did you see the like all access gloves off stuff? Yeah, he was kind of studying a lot of what you're talking about. He was watching the Bivol fight. He said that jab is key. And he was doing his homework a lot. Did you like that? Yeah.
Yeah, you know, the jab is key, man. The jab has to be a strong jab. It has to be a quick jab. It has to be feints. There's a couple of things that he can do with that jab, but he has to throw combinations and maybe finish the last shot hard, either to the body or up top. But he has
Exactly. That's what I said. You got to finish, and it's got to be left hook to the body. He's got to throw it as hard as possible. I've seen Berlanga. This guy he fought is very similar. Angulo, in some ways, believe it or not, is similar to Canelo. And the way he was fighting Angulo, maybe a little slow, Berlanga, on his approach, but the shot selection was great. It was great. He was throwing combinations, left, right hook to the body. That's what he's got to do to Canelo. He's got to hit him with these short, quick, snappy, left, right. 2 uppercuts to the body. Break his fucking body down. Because this guy to the head, you know, again, he's got a cinder block for a head. So you got to hit him right on the spot, right in the button, right on his chin or right on the temple. Berlanga's good at landing on the temple, but he's going to need to throw those uppercuts. Really, that's one of the best shots against Canelo, believe it or not, is an uppercut. Most guys don't throw it. You got to set it up. You throw that right hook, left uppercut, right? Just hard as fuck. And you got to load up at times in this guy and really try. Again, people, he's coming to fucking win. So unlike these other fucking guys, he's going to try to knock his head off. And unlike Triple G, again, believe it or not, this guy's faster than Triple G. He probably punches as hard as Triple G, possibly. Maybe. I mean, he punches pretty hard. He punches hard and he punches faster than Triple G when he throws combinations.
Has to constantly continue to apply that pressure, and don't abandon the jab, and don't abandon the head movement. Don't keep your head on that straight line.
Because those counters are coming.
Canelo's going to throw them uppercuts, and he's going to throw them counter rights. He's going to throw that. Canelo pretty much got every punch in his arsenal. So you don't want to be...
People, that only works when you're standing right next to him. If he fights him at range, and he doesn't fight short, he fights tall, he's really not going to have to worry about these uppercuts. The problem with Berlanga, and Berlanga's Munguia, is that Munguia was fighting small. He shouldn't have done that. He's the taller man. He's actually the same height as Berlanga.
There for those shots, you want to move your head and you want to jab.
Can you give a pick, or since you're commentating, you can't give a pick? Is that?
You know, I don't have a pick, man. I just want to see a great fight. I know Canelo. I know Berlanga. I like both fighters. You know, I respect both fighters. So I just want to see a great fight. But Canelo, obviously, if you put your money on it, you go with Canelo because he's the proven guy. Berlanga's the unknown. We really don't know what he's going to bring to the table against this caliber of fighter.
Yeah.
Some guys fold and some guys rise to the occasion. Some guys fight to the level of their competition. So this might be the best Berlanga we've ever seen. We don't know. This is an unknown thing. So that's what I'm curious about. What is he going to bring to the table? Is he going to be a dog?
I think, people, that's the good thing. He comes in, he boxes. If Canelo tries to blow him out, becomes the dog. It's going to be a very interesting fight, because if Canelo comes in and tries to become the dog, which he does it a lot, what happens if this guy rocks his fucking world and smashes him with a straight right hand or an overhand? There's a lot of weapons this Berlanga guy has he could use against Canelo. Like I said, he's got the uppercut, he's got the straight right hand, he's got the jab, straight right hand, he's got agility, he moves around pretty well. I'm pretty sure he's going to raise his level for this fight. He's not going to fight like he did in his previous fights. He's going to be just a little bit sharper than his previous fight, which might be enough to beat Canelo. Also, again, people, this guy can punch, and he's got a reach advantage and a youth advantage. But we're going to see how bad this weight cut hurt him. We just don't know. All right? I'm going to read some comments, and then we're going to watch this fucking fanboy who's, again, all these guys, people, you're destroying the sport, making all these fucking excuses for Canelo to duck fights and all that. It's not a good thing, people. It's not a fucking good thing. All right. Got some comments here. We got Evan Deere says Canelo has a huge waist for his height, but isn't obese. Okay, sorry people, these letters are very small. My eyes are not great. He's not obese. Canelo will be 185 on fight night. I agree. I think he might be. He's going to be a big fucker. He's going to be a big dude. Okay, we got Never Sobers Reloaded says that's nothing but an advantage for Berlanga. They wait in over 24 hours early. I don't know, Never Sobers. Berlanga looked pretty damn drained, man. He looked drained the day before and possibly the day before that. He came in, it didn't look right. He didn't look like he was hydrated the way he should have been. I earlier in the stream, I showed what Berlanga looked like one fight before the Canelo fight, and he came in at basically the exact same weight as he came in for the Canelo fight. The only difference is that Berlanga was completely sucked in the Canelo weigh-in, but for the previous one, he wasn't. So I don't know what's going on, because they do two weigh-ins. They did the two weigh-ins. They had the one earlier in the day. I think it was earlier in the day, and then they do this other one for the cameras, basically. And Berlanga looked drained in both weigh-ins. Obviously, he looked drained for the first one, but he still looked drained for the second one. When we saw his previous fight, one fight before this Canelo fight, he was drained for the first weigh-in. The second weigh-in, he looked way healthier. His eyes were not sunken in. He came to that Canelo weigh-in today with sunken in eyes. That's sorry, people. Sorry. We're just gonna round one of the fighting with the fanboys. Okay. All right. So we're gonna watch this fanboy over here. It's a guy on a channel called what is it called? Black and Brown. I saw his channel by accident. I saw a little bit of it, and I was like, oh look, there's another boxing channel. And so I like to watch some of these channels every once in a while. Obviously, they're not on the level of a Fu Sports. Obvious. That's just fucking obvious. It's fucking obvious, people. No Diddy. No fucking Diddy. Get out of here. Fuck off, Diddy. All right. All right. So we're going to watch some of this video from this guy. What I heard when I watched the video is a guy who was doing a lot of brown nosing, you know?
Fighting Bivol, fighting Kovalev, fighting Triple G, you know, win or lose.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go back a little bit.
Every fighter out here is battling with themselves. This is a one-man sport. You have to build your own legacy. It ain't nobody else's.
See, I agree with that. I said that earlier in the stream. You have to build your own legacy. But cornballs like Canelo like to act like he built your legacy. These guys have their own journeys. But then this fucker wants to act like people got to say thank you to him. Thank you, Canelo. Thank you.
Responsibility. Nobody's obligated to help you. You and your team, your promoter, your manager, that's whose responsibility it is to build you. You have to build yourself. It's not Canelo's responsibility to help this motherfucker along, bro. So if Canelo don't fight him, then Canelo don't fight him. But that don't mean David just get a free ride. As boxing fans.
All right. Sorry, people. I think I jumped ahead too much. Basically, what's happening here is this guy is being an apologist for Canelo to duck fights. That's what he's doing. He's allowing Canelo to duck. This is the Mexican people. This is the Mexican Floyd Mayweather. I don't know. Sobers wasn't here earlier, but this fucking guy Canelo had the nerve to compare himself to Chavez and Oscar De La Hoya and other great Mexican fighters. PayPal. It's not even fucking close. All right. It's not even close. He cannot compare himself to Chavez. That's for damn sure. The amount of fights that guy had, that guy was blowing dudes out left and right. Over 80 wins in a row. And at the end of his fucking career, he was fighting the best of the fucking best. Oscar De La Hoya was fighting the best through his whole career, people. He fought a better version of Floyd Mayweather than Canelo fought. Canelo fought an old Floyd Mayweather. Oscar fought a prime Mayweather. Even though I think Mayweather, I'm just not a fan. I don't like the guy. But if you're going to go by... And he also puts Floyd in that list. I'd agree with Canelo. He said Floyd was cherry picking. Yes, he was. He was a piece of shit. For many reasons. But you cannot compare yourself to those great fighters. You can't. You are not on the level of an Oscar De La Hoya or a fucking Chavez. Like, are you crazy? Yeah. Also, he brought up Miguel Cotto and all these other guys. Come on, bro. Man, dude, he won't dare bring up Manny Pacquiao. He wouldn't. That's some fucked up shit. And I guess that's because they're shitting on him, maybe. Also, you know, like a guy like a Marquez. Like, Marquez was 40 years old, and he's fighting Tim Bradley, a guy who was at the top of the sport. He wasn't over here saying, I feel like I do enough. I feel like I do enough. Marquez, even though I think he's a fucking juice monkey, he was fucking juiced to the gills when he beat Manny Pacquiao, right? That was some bullshit. And then he ducked that rematch. But you also got to keep in mind that this motherfucker was 40 years old and he was fighting the top of the sport. As whoever he could get in the ring with who was at the top, he was fighting them. All right? And he's just one example, right? This guy, and you never saw that fuck come out and say things like, I feel like I've done enough. And he beat Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao is a literal all-time fucking great. Real deal all-time great. This Canelo guy, bro, when it comes to all-time great status, it's very questionable with this guy when you really analyze his career. He was always a weight bully. Really, for most of his career, he was a fucking weight bully. And then he went up and he fought these fucking guys that look like they're handling him like he's made of fucking glass. Right? It's weird shit. Okay, I can't hear anything. What the fuck? Did I turn the audio off? Let's see, I don't know what that was. Give me 1 second. I gotta lower my audio. All right, I don't know. This guy did some weird shit. Is there no audio on this guy's fucking show?
Yo, what up, boys?
What up?
Canelo Berlanga Fight Week, boys. What's going on, man? Salute to the chat.
Nothing.
From Floyd. As a boxing fan, bro, I don't even give a fuck about Canelo versus David. David's already moved on to 175. David got his own issues to worry about. David got his own legacy to worry about. And that's from a straight boxing fan, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck.
You know, this guy's full of it, right? He ain't no straight boxing fan. He's one of those Canelo, like, hardcore Canelo fanboys.
Canelo's already on his way out, bro. Like, if he don't fight David, ain't nothing gonna change if he don't fight David. David's at 170.
That's gonna change a lot, people. That's not a good thing. This guy has been ducking that fight for a few years now. Years. This guy's in his 30s. This is not acceptable. You never saw Manny Pacquiao come out and say, I do enough for the sport. And this is why I said that this guy is psychologically checked out. This is why there's a chance that any guy that comes here to fucking win can take him out. Because he's not there for the hard fight. They are.
25, bro. David has his own, ugly history and ugly background at 168. David got a lot to prove, man.
What's his ugly history? What, smashing Plant, beating the fuck out of the undefeated boo-boo, doo-doo, whatever they call him?
David has a legacy to build, and Canelo don't got nothing to do with it. I think it's more David fans and Canelo haters that have all the words, and I think those are the hypocrites. The Canelo haters are the hypocrites. Like, I just named all the dudes Canelo been in the ring with, like, motherfucker was in the ring with Floyd.
Old Floyd. Yes, Floyd drained him, but that was an old Floyd. He was fucking old.
Motherfucker been in the ring with Mosley.
Motherfucker in the ring with an old ass Mosley. He was fucking old, and he couldn't even knock him down. You want to know who knocked Mosley down? Manny Pacquiao knocked him down. Miguel Cotto knocked him down, and that was a better version of Mosley. This guy, Canelo's getting these motherfuckers old. Shane Mosley cut this young guy, right? He cut him. The test of a great fighter and a fighter who could fucking punch and fight, an all-time great, is to knock out and destroy what was before him. And when he got in there with Mosley, he didn't look amazing, people. He went to a hard 12 rounds and he got cut. He's fighting this old Mosley, and this guy's building this up like it's a young man. It was the same thing for Manny and Floyd. But the thing is that this was a Mosley coming up in weight. What was that? 154, 160, around there. He's fighting this big motherfucker. Canelo was way bigger than him, way bigger. And he's fighting that old motherfucker Mosley, and he can't knock him out. He couldn't even knock him down. And this guy's like, oh, he fought Mosley. Bro, it's not just about who you fight. It's when you fight them. And that's the same thing I say for Floyd's career. Same thing I say for Crawford's career. He's fighting all these fucking guys when they're on their way out the fucking door. You know, Mosley, I think he like one fight after the Canelo fight and retired. He was already retired. He came in there to fight Canelo for a payday. That's what he came in there for. Wait, let me see this. I got the clip around here somewhere. Where is it? Canelo, where are you? Where are you, Canelo? Look, people, give me 1 second. I'm looking for Canelo. Where are you, Canelo? Are you here?
Payday.
Yeah, payday.
Cotto, Lara. Fuck, bro. Been doing this shit for years. Big ass Callum Smith.
That's like the best fighter that I think one of the most prime guy I think he fought was Lara. And that was a very questionable fight. I think that was actually a split. It was a split. He should have rematched Lara. It's the same for the Austin Trout fight. And keep in mind, Austin Trout to me is he's a good fighter. He is a good fighter, but he's a B-level fighter. And Canelo struggled with that guy. Struggled. I would go rescore that because I actually was rooting for Canelo when I watched that fight. And when I saw him go in there with Trout, I was shocked by how bad Canelo looked in that fight. Really, really bad. And then he got one knockdown. They gave him the whole fucking fight.
Caleb Plant, Triple G.
Oh, bro, he fought the great Caleb Plant. This guy's people, the only people that think Caleb Plant is anything great are Canelo fanboys, for real. Anybody that knows the sport, you know that guy is not a great fighter. What has he ever done? He beat this one guy who was drained to death, right? One guy. And then he got his ass whooped one fight before the Canelo fight by a guy named Truax, I think. This 40-year-old guy who was out the fucking door was beating the shit out of Caleb Plant, was schooling him. And then Canelo's like, I want him next. Give me him. He great. Now everyone wants to pretend that Caleb Plant is a great fighter. Bro, did you watch that fight? That fight was terrible. It looked like Caleb Plant, again, this is another fighter who's handling Canelo like he's made of glass. This motherfucker's not even throwing hard punches. Everything he throws is a slap. It was garbage. Also, even if he threw the hardest punches, Caleb Plant is not a puncher. Also, he's extremely inexperienced. People act like that guy's some all-time great. He's really not. He's nothing great. He's done nothing. Nothing. So for this guy to come over here and just pretend that this guy's something great is ridiculous. And I hear it all the time. Like, since when is Caleb Plant anybody in the sport? It's like the moment that Canelo fights a fucking bum, they become the greatest thing ever. He could beat up a sandwich artist at a Subway food store, and that's that fucking dude who's never had one fight would automatically become an all-time great. Oh, bro, he fought Joe Schmo, the sandwich artist. Right? Come on, bro.
A fucking killer Triple G, Danny J. Like
a killer Triple G. Yes, an old Triple G. The dude was 35 going on 36 when he fought him the first time. Guess what? Triple G beat him. Then he fought him again. He did a little bit better, but Triple G still beat him. And then he fought him years later when Triple G was 40 years old. And now he got a closer fight. He didn't blow him out. He didn't destroy him, bro. It's basically the third fight was like a fucking sparring session. It was trash. It was garbage. All it showed is where Canelo's level is. And also, I got to be honest, to me, it looked like Triple G took it easy on the guy. He had him rocked at one point in the fight and he took his foot off the gas. Why did he do that? Maybe because he wanted a payday? Are we getting like unofficial? I feel like we're getting fucking exhibitions and we're not being told that these are exhibitions. That's what I feel like, because I'm watching all these fights and these guys don't come to win anymore. In these big fights, I feel like guys come to fucking lay down.
Caleb Plant, Triple G, a fucking killer Triple G, Danny J. Like the dude been in the ring with hella.
Dude's bringing up Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs is nothing amazing. Also, that's an old Danny Jacobs, all right? Old Danny Jacobs. And the fight, again, he drained Danny Jacobs. He drained him. He fucking drained him. This is a known fact. This was an old Danny Jacobs, and he drained him. And then Danny Jacobs comes in, and I thought Danny Jacobs actually outpointed him. He really did. The best move that Canelo did in that fucking Jacobs fight is some head movement. They're literally the highlights of that fight is Canelo doing some fucking shoulder rolls. Like, if you go online and you look up Canelo highlights for the Danny Jacobs fight, it's just him doing some fucking head movement. Head movement, head movement. And they're like, oh my God, Canelo's winning. Look, he's using head movement. Wow. No, I won't stop. I won't fucking stop. This guy's annoying me.
The people, bro. Good top tier boxers. You know, like David hasn't been in the ring with anybody, bro. It's David.
This dude is ridiculous because he's comparing like the guys that, what, you're going to compare David Lemieux to old Shea Mosley, to old Floyd Mayweather, right? To Caleb Plant? Let's see Caleb Plant beat David Lemieux. I put money that David Lemieux knocks him the fuck out today, right now. That David Lemieux knocks Caleb Plant out right now. You know that? He would. This is bullshit. What this guy's saying is retarded. Also, look, you put Floyd Mayweather in the ring with fucking David Benavidez, what do you think's going to happen? He'd kill him. That's what you do. If we're going to compare, I mean, really, let's just look what it is. Forget about bringing up these fucking idiotic old men that this guy fought. Old man after old man. Are you noticing something? That these guys are bums and old men. Bums and old men. Okay? That's not great. Where's all the prime beasts that he fought? All right? Oh, he fought Miguel Cotto. Yeah, Miguel Cotto retired 2 fights after that fight. I think he actually fought that fight. He won 1 fight, then he lost. And then he retired. Is this prime Miguel Cotto? Also, Miguel Cotto was never that weight. What was he? I think he fought Miguel Cotto at like 160. Miguel Cotto's a little guy. He's like 140. He's just a bloated up fucking 140 guy. If anything, his best weight was 147. He going all the way up in weight. This is bullshit, dude. He beat Sergio Martinez, right? I mean, Cotto, he's at the end of his career, he was a master of beating guys who had no legs. You see Martinez, what is he got no fucking legs? His knees are gone. Then he fought this Jewish guy, Yuri Foreman, I think his name was. This fucking guy again, he got 2 leg braces. His fucking legs are breaking right in the middle of the ring. And now he's like, oh, now I'll fight this fucking guy. You know, come on, Miguel Cotto was always a 147. That was his best weight. If you're not beating him at 147, I don't consider you really beating the best Miguel Cotto.
The one that has the legacy to build. Every fighter out here, bro. Every fighter out here is battling with themselves. This is a one-man sport.
Yeah, I see Skull Kids in the comments saying that Canelo lost to Miguel Cotto. I mean, people, it's questionable. It was a close fight, I think. I'd have to go back and score, but I scored it a few years ago on Thunderdome's channel, and it looked like Cotto outpointed him. That's what it looked like.
You have to build your own legacy. It ain't nobody else's responsibility. Nobody's obligated to help you.
What he's saying in a lot of ways is really retarded. You want to know why? Because this guy's built himself up, right? And I agree in the one thing that everybody, they all have their own journey, but there's a ladder. There's supposed to be a ladder system in boxing. This guy's built himself up to the #1 contender status. This guy's got to fight him. What does he do? He cashes himself out. Why? Because he doesn't want to fight him. And even if he does fight him, he's gonna drain him. These fighters nowadays in this sport have way too much power. This is one of the biggest problems in boxing, that these motherfuckers think they own the sport. This is the problem with guys like Floyd Mayweather. This is the problem with guys like Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson, Canelo. He's another one, people. This is why the motherfucker probably fights for PBC. He's no different from any PBC fighter. He does the same shit. He really does. He does the same shit. He drains them, and he cherry picks them.
You and your team, your promoter, your manager, that's whose responsibility it is to build you. You have to build yourself. It's not Canelo's responsibility.
Dude, Benavidez built himself. He fucking built himself. This is how boxing has always been throughout the history of the sport. The new takes out the old. That's what happens. Now My problem is that Canelo's not letting this guy come up and fight him because he knows he's going to take him out. And he doesn't want that. He's trying to prolong his career and keep this false status of the best of his time, especially best Mexican fighter. And that's very questionable because he's not beating the best guy now. And people want to come out and say shit like, oh, Benavidez ain't real Mexican. Come on, bro. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. He's fucking Mexican. He's Mexican. That's what he is. His daddy's a Mexican guy. To say he's not Mexican is ridiculous.
Ability to help this motherfucker along, bro. So if Canelo don't fight him, then Canelo don't fight him.
If you don't fight him, then he's a pussy. Like, you don't fight him, then you don't fight him. No, if you don't fight him, then he's a fucking pussy. And he don't deserve the all-time great status. And he don't deserve the kind of status that he has right now, that he enjoys, with all these people saying he's just gonna blow everyone out, right? Or he's just the best right now. He doesn't get to say he's the best right now because he hasn't fought the best. That guy's been sitting there for years now waiting for this prick to fucking fight him. He doesn't want to do it. I showed early in the stream, this fucking guy Canelo is actually talking about fighting. I'm not kidding. He's talking about fighting Conor McGregor after this fight, this Berlanga fight. He wants to go fight Conor McGregor. You guys respect this guy is ridiculous. Wait, who's he going to fight after that? Let me guess. Jake Paul? That's who he's going to fight next, right? Jake Paul after he fights Conor McGregor.
But that don't mean David just get a free ride. As boxing fans, we should be like, no.
There's no free ride, prick. He's not getting a free ride. He's fought his way to the point that he's at. That guy doesn't want to fight him because he's fucking scared.
God, David, you gotta do some shit, bro.
He also doesn't make any sense because look, Berlanga's done less than Benavidez has done. So why is he fighting Berlanga but not Benavidez? Why is that? You tell me that, brown guy, black and brown.
You got to earn our. I've said this shit over the last 2 months, bro. David still has to earn our love and respect, bro. You dudes are giving David a free pass to the top.
This dude sounds stupid. Like you're giving Canelo a free pass, bro. You're letting him duck fights and you're still like, oh, right? I'm not worthy, right? That's what you're doing. You're giving Canelo a fucking free pass. It's really effing disgusting. You know that? It really makes me want to puke. You make me want to puke.
Yeah, hurry. Come on, move it. Let's go get that drink.
Hang on. What the fuck did I do wrong?
And that's what they're going to say tomorrow after Berlanga knocks out Canelo. They're going to say, bro, you weren't supposed to knock him out, bro. You weren't supposed to do that. You weren't. You're supposed to take it easy on him, man. Take it easy.
I just came out of a freaking war, you know, the guy that hit.
You see, that's what Canelo's going to say. He's just got out of a freaking war. Remember to subscribe to The Real Food TV, people. It really is the greatest channel known to man. It really is. Just saying, people. Just fucking saying. Right? This is a fanboy, people. I'm not going to watch his whole video because he is fanboying out. He really is. Really, really effing annoying. It annoys me. He has just won the Fanboy of the Year competition. There's another YouTube influencer that makes excuses for Canelo to duck fights. Sounds like a
Salute to my boy Remy.
Sounds a lot like a Floyd Mayweather apologist.
Remy, what up, Remy? Salute to you, bro. Johnny Garcia, what up? He said Canelo already an all-time great. Exactly.
It's an all-time great, all-time cherry picker. Just like Floyd. Put his name right next to Floyd Mayweather.
Exactly, bro. Canelo's legacy is set in stone. And look he's still putting on, bro. He's still putting on, bro. It's Canelo's fight week. Look how many people were at the fucking at the grand arrival today. You know what I mean, bro? It don't matter who Canelo fights, bro. The dude's doing huge numbers. You got fucking people.
He says that, but yet when he fought John Ryder, his numbers were trash. They were trash. Obviously, he's one of the biggest stars in the sport, if not the biggest. But that's not saying much, you know? Also, he's fighting guys that can at least bring in a fan base. This is a Puerto Rican fighter, right? He's going to bring in some fan base. This is what he does. He picks strategically picks his competition to bring in money. Also, you got multiple fighters on this card. You have 2 Puerto Rican fighters on here, Danny Garcia and Berlanga. So those guys by themselves bring in even more numbers in. You know that? Okay, give him 1 second. All right, give me 1 minute. I got some more stuff over here. Gonna get rid of this fanboy. He's a fanboy, people, so he's gonna be lying all day. He's gonna be saying shit. We got an interview here from Berlanga the Corpse, getting ready to get, being drained for the Canelo fight. He's gonna be talking about his upcoming fight. I'm gonna be stepping out for a minute, probably. Got to get something to drink. It's about 1,000 degrees in this room I'm in right now. It's very, very hot. I'm gonna show you guys a new movie that's coming out. It's a musical, people. Before we get into this next video. Scarface the musical, people. It's coming out real soon. It's looking really good. I saw a little clip of it earlier. The makers of the film showed it to me. Okay, I'm looking for the clip that they sent me. Just give me 1 moment.
You fucking with your back.
All right, that looks pretty good. He's fucking with the best tap dancer in all of Cuba. In Cuba. He's from Cuba, people. He's Cuban. You know what's weird about Tony Montana? Is the fact that he speaks with a strong Spanish accent, but he speaks Spanish very poorly. If you guys have seen that movie, you know what I mean.
Because I have many battles back and forth with Fat Joe about this guy, and he's coming with it this Saturday. MGM Grand is going to be going down crazy. We're performing live in Las Vegas. Edgar Berlanga, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good, man. I'm excited. It's a great event. Something special is going to happen Saturday night, man. I'm excited for this moment, man. I'm calm, I'm relaxed, I'm poised, because I was born for this moment. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready for the lights, for the cameras, for the action, for everything.
We been talking you up on the morning show.
All right, we got a comment in the comment section saying, let me see, there's some comments in there. Also won the Cuck Award. Sergeant saying also won the Cuck Award. Let me see. He must have said something earlier. I didn't get to see it. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna read some of these comments here before we finish this video. I'm gonna be getting out of here soon. All right, so good advice here from Never Sobers. Julio in his underwear, sweating, talking about Canelo. I really am sweating, that's true. I'm not in my underwear. But I'm Foo, man. I'm Foo. My name is Foo. Never Sobers Reloaded. That guy, black and brown. Who? Skull Kid. All right. I missed a lot of these comments. The guys in the comments, I guess, are having a conversation with each other. I thought they were asking me a question. All right. All right. I'm looking at the comments here. Miguel Cotto was the lineal middleweight champion. Yeah, Miguel Cotto was at the end of his career. That's what he was. And he fought Canelo, who was a big motherfucker. He's a weight bully, people. Canelo, for a big chunk of his career, was actually a weight bully. He was fighting much smaller guys for a while there. Even Austin Trout was smaller than Canelo. He was smaller. Cotto was smaller. All these guys were smaller. Even old-ass Shane Mosley was much smaller than Canelo. Canelo was bigger than Triple G. This guy was bigger than Triple G. Okay, so we got some more comments here. Skull Kid says Canelo is Floyd Mayweather. Canelo is Floyd Mayweather 2.0. All right, and then we got Never Sober saying, I think he's saying Majora's Mask was gay. I think that's what he said. That's a Zelda game, I think. Bro, you don't make sense. This is what someone's saying. Joker's Wild says, bro, you don't make sense. I don't know if he's talking to me. Says, best resume in boxing today, best resume in boxing in the past 2 generations. He has been active. I mean, what's the best resume is what? Canelo? What's the best resume? Do I have to pull this guy's resume up real quick? Right, wait. Let's pull Canelo's resume up. I'm gonna show you something. Best resume. I mean, he got some good Euro bums on there, I guess. You go by Euro bums. Give me 1 second while I pull up this resume. One moment, please. So, Álvarez, we'll go to Box. This is a website called BoxRec. Go to full screen for this. I gotta zoom this in because this is freaking microscopic. I cannot see anything. Give me one moment. Bear with me. All right. See, hopefully I can actually see this. The letters are very, very small on my screen. I think I might have to zoom it just a little bit more. Bear with me. Got it all the way up to 300. Hopefully this lets me see it. All right, so I'm going to show you some of this guy's more recent opponents. I'm going to go far down. Keep going. So maybe Austin Trout, Osasito Shane Mosley. We're gonna start from we got Alfredo Gomez here, nobody. That guy is a fucking nobody. Then he fights Kermit Centron. Nothing amazing, people. He was again, I told you he was a bully, right? He's way bigger than Centron. Shane Mosley, he's old as fuck. He's fighting in a weight class that is not his weight class. He's at the end of his fucking career. Nobody. Canelo fights Josecito Lopez, a guy that's 140. Canelo is 170 pounds. Over. Fighting at 154, Canelo fought Austin Trout. He was over 170 pounds. Josecito Lopez is basically a 140 pounder. When he fought at 147, he was a fat fuck. He was a bloated guy. He fights at 140. Canelo fought him. So he fought this fat, bloated up 140 guy while he comes in at 170 pounds. Canelo, but we'll say it was supposed to be, what was it, 154, right? He fought him. Josecito Lopez came in at 153. I would put money that he was 100% hydrated. He cut nothing. He was fat. He's fighting a tiny guy. And also, so Josecito Lopez, as good as I like Josecito Lopez. I thought he was a really good fighter. Very, very proud, strong fighter, right? He would come to fight. And he stepped up. He fought this big motherfucker. Canelo was way bigger than him. Josecito Lopez had no business being in the ring with Canelo Álvarez. He was way too small. Now, if you shrink Canelo down, you shrink him down to 140, Josecito Lopez will wipe the floor with him. He would wipe the floor with Canelo. All right, so we got Austin Trout, B-level fighter. Canelo struggled with him. Struggled. Also, who the fuck did Austin Trout fight? His best win is an old Cotto, right? And a points win. You got the old Floyd Mayweather over here. Old Floyd Mayweather. Yes, he drowned him. He drained him. He did exactly what everybody, Canelo made excuses for it. He's literally quoting Floyd Mayweather. He likes the guy, right? That's some bullshit. Give me one moment. Okay, and then he fights Floyd and he loses. Then he fights Angulo, a guy who Angulo, he comes over there, people, and he's trash. Angulo's trash. He's a fucking corpse in there. I don't know what they did to him, but the guy didn't even throw punches. He's a dead man in that ring. Canelo used him as a punching bag, but guess what? Angulo never did anything. He was nothing great about Angulo. And he came in there, he looked like he was drained to death. He didn't even throw punches. He was dead. And then he fights Lara, one of the best fighters of his career. Lara's a good fighter. And it's a very questionable fight there. He might have actually beat Canelo and got robbed in the cards. I have to go back and watch that fight again. I agree on. I mean, look, for the most part, Canelo was landing hit punches in that fight. He should have got disqualified. If anything, Canelo should have been disqualified. That dude hit this guy with low blow after low blow after low blow, and no one said anything. So many low blows in that fight, people. Yeah, he tried to he give it to Canelo. He definitely showed he had no footwork. That's the fight that really showed Canelo has no footwork at all. This guy was literally walking into left hand after left hand after left hand. This is one of the things that, like I said, the guy is very bad at avoiding straight punches. Maybe Lara taught him to move his fucking head a little bit more because he was walking into punches in that one. I mean, he was beating the shit out of Canelo in that fight. Canelo did a good job of trying to, kind of gut through it, right? Not using great skills, but he was trying to bust Lara up. The big mistake Lara did is he just wasn't active. He needed to throw more punches. If anything, this is the game plan that Berlanga should follow is Lara. Obviously, he doesn't move the same, but if he can line Canelo up for these straight shots, it's going to be a big problem for Canelo there. All right, so we got Lara, then we got James Kirkland. James Kirkland, people, is a dead man. The guy's finished. He's a finished fighter. The dude got knocked out by this Asian dude with a touch. I told you he was slurring his words before he stepped in the ring with Canelo Álvarez. I mean, he had no business being in there with Canelo. He was already brain dead. I could show you guys some of the interviews before this fight. Kirkland was told to retire before he even got in the ring with Canelo. He had brain damage. He was done. He was a finished fighter. This dude was more punch drunk than Earl Spence. And then Canelo fights Miguel Cotto. Old Miguel Cotto. And has a tough fight with this little tiny old man. Miguel Cotto retired 2 fights after. He actually won 1 fight and then lost the next one. Miguel Cotto was too small for that weight, and he was too old. He was old, and Canelo was too big for him. Canelo's, like I said, he's a big motherfucker. He made Cotto look very small. And even with that, Cotto was taking it to him, man. You got Amir Khan. What the fuck is Amir Khan doing in the ring with Miguel? People, is that not a cherry pick? Why the fuck is Canelo fighting Amir Khan? I mean, this was a Amir Khan. This was a Khan. That's what it was. Also, he lost like almost all the rounds in that fight and then knocked him out 1 punch. Obviously, Amir Khan got knocked out by Danny Garcia in like 3 rounds. It's nothing. The guy, I mean, Amir Khan, all he does is blitz straight in, people. Blitz straight in. The guy blitzes in. That's what he does. He's very easy to punch in the fucking head. All right, so after that, we got a guy named Liam Smith. Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that guy? People, I'm not going to go through his career, but I'm telling you, these guys he was fighting as bums, people, bums. Liam Smith. Who the fuck is that guy? Then he fights Chavez. Who the fuck is that guy? Chavez was drained to death. He didn't even throw punches. He just fucking took a beating. He laid down, people. He came in there a dead man. Then he fought Triple G. Old Triple G. And guess what? He lost. Triple G beat him. Then he fought him again. And he lost again. And then he fought a guy named Rocky Fielding. Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that guy? He fights Danny Jacobs. Old Danny Jacobs. And he fights it's a questionable fight in my book. In a lot of ways, it looked like Danny Jacobs was taking it easy on him. You know that? To me. Everybody would disagree with that. Then he fights Sergey Kovalev. And Kovalev takes a dive. This is the very beginnings. I think the real beginnings of Canelo's questionable, possibly fixed fights. Started with Danny Jacobs. And then Kovalev, who didn't come to hurt Canelo. This is a guy that killed a man in the ring. This guy Kovalev is one of the hardest punching light heavyweights in the history of the sport. And he barely even put a mark on Canelo. He didn't throw any hard punches at all. We got Skull Kids in the comments saying that Danny Jacobs was a C-level fighter. I agree. Danny Jacobs was never a great fighter. He was okay. He gutted through when he fought Triple G. He came to kill Triple G, and he came in at a very high weight. He was much bigger than Triple G, and he came to knock Triple G out. When he fought Canelo Álvarez, he did not come to knock Canelo out. He was handling Canelo like he was made of glass. Colin Smith, who the fuck knows? Yildirim is a bum. There's another nobody. Billy Saunders, who the fuck cares? Who the fuck is that guy? Caleb Plant, he's a nobody. First big guy he fights since the Triple G fight, Bivol. And guess what happens? He gets his ass whooped. He gets his fucking... But I thought he was a big puncher, Canelo. He knocks out light heavyweights in the 11th round. But for some reason in the Bivol fight, he couldn't crack a fucking egg. Why? Because it wasn't fixed. That's why. Then he fights Triple G, this old Triple G, in this bullshit fight. I mean, it looked like a fucking sparring session. And then he goes and he fights a guy named John Ryder, who pieces him up in a kiddie pool. Now, Canelo won the fight, but it was... people don't like to hear it, but it was a fucking war. He was going back and forth. This guy did not want to go out. He was going to war with Canelo. He had Canelo bloodied up. It was a war of attrition. That's what it was. If that was a guy like a Berlanga in that ring with Canelo on that night, Canelo would have gone night-night. If that guy was, on that night instead of John Ryder. Then he fights Jermel Charlo, and Jermel doesn't even come to win. He just ran around the ring like a fucking idiot. Also, Jermel is a 154-pounder fighter. That's what he is. He's not even of that weight. He went to 168 when he's a fucking super welterweight, isn't he? He's 154. And he didn't even come to fight. He looked like he came to take a fucking dive. He didn't even throw punches. Then after that, he fights a guy named Munguia. And Munguia pieces Canelo up. But Munguia, people, is not an all-time great. He's just a young up-and-comer, green guy, wet behind the ears. Right? Supposedly. That's what he is. And he was piecing Canelo up. Canelo cherry-picked this guy. This was one of his cherry picks. Instead of fighting Benavidez, he fought John Ryder. He was supposed to be fighting Benavidez. Instead of Benavidez, he fights John Ryder. Then he fights Jermel Charlo. And then he fights Munguia. And now he's going to fight Edgar Berlanga. The guy he should have been fighting all along was Benavidez. But he's prolonging his career because it's already over, people. It's already over. Maybe he has a lot of fans, yes. But he might have gone one cherry too far, I think, in this one. If this guy comes in tomorrow and he's not completely drained to death, this guy with the right game plan, he can line Canelo up for a big one. I'm talking about knocking him out, possibly, putting him out. People won't believe it till they see it. That record there, people, is not world class. You want to see a world class record, go look at Manny Pacquiao's career. Okay? Prime fighters on there. Remember to subscribe to the Real Food TV, people.
Settle the dispute about who the live is. 3-word answer, whoever survived this. Only one of us could ride forever, so you and I can't ride together. Can't live or can't die together. All we could do is collide together. So I'll skillfully apply the pressure. Won't stop until I'm forever one. A doorstep where death never comes. Spread across time till my time never done. And I'm never done. Walk tall, why ever run? When they move, if I ever come. Bad man never fret reward. Tell them come, general, we are gonna start the mud. Fire fun. I can't stop. Flesh in my flesh.
Just say fuck you, I did.
Won't survive. My image is reflecting the enemy's eye, and his image is reflecting mine.
All right, people, so we're going to watch some more of this Berlanga interview here. Give me one moment. All right, give me 1 second. I got to turn off this water. It's very rainy out here today, people. It's very rainy. I'm going to turn off the water. Blame it on the rain, people. Blame it on the rain. Just got to let Never Sobers know this. When Berlanga knocks out Canelo tomorrow, this is what's going to happen. Wait, give me one moment. It's not going to be Scarface, people. No Diddy. No Diddy. No fucking Diddy, people. This is what's going to happen. Give me one moment. I can't find this fucking clip. All right, here it is. After Berlanga knocks him out, this is what's going to happen.
Come on, move it. Let's go get that drink.
Hang on. What the fuck did I do wrong?
It's like I told you, people. He's not supposed to knock him out. He's not supposed to knock him out. But we'll see. Maybe he still will. Who knows? Who knows? All right, let's see the rest of this interview.
With Ebro in the morning with Laura Styles and Rosenberg and Brooklyn's. Yeah.
Yo, but you got a Mexican shirt.
Well, I'm Mexican. That's the only thing. No. So we had this debate between me and Ebro. Like, he's like, for me, just having Canelo pay what he's done, it's just so good for pride.
Berlanga, I don't know if anybody's seen the movie Philadelphia, but that's what Berlanga's looking like here, people. He's looking like Tom Hanks in the movie Philadelphia. This guy is drained to fucking death. You know what? Doesn't he? Am I wrong? This guy is fucking drained. Give a moment. I got a song that's playing in the background. I got to turn it off. Yeah, he looking real drained here, people.
For my own culture. But for you being, if me and you being from New York, it means the world because we need another giant. And I think that seeing all the press conference from in the city you had in Times Square, you bringing Joe and Chef G, which is fire. I respect that. And yeah, of course. I've seen your poise and the shit talking, the way you carry yourself. I'm like, yo, this guy has it. You have, and no lie, I'm no cat. I'm just, and now you're calm, which is different. We saw on stage. So like, you say you're poised. So like, your mindset. Besides that, what else you're thinking about?
I'm just locked in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I show you how I could go from 0 to 100, and I could bring it back down and shoot back up. You know what I'm saying? Right now I'm at 0, but Saturday night I'm gonna be at 100. So that's the signs of superstar status. You know what I'm saying? That's what I call superstar status, when you could switch the gears.
Exactly. People. He's saying everything correct. This is everything I've been saying. This is what he has to do. He has to be able to box. He has to be able to bring the energy and also kind of like deflate the energy. So when Canelo comes in with all his crazy, come forward, big looping shots, Berlanga's got to many times diffuse that by using footwork and setting him up. And if I was Berlanga, I'd be playing head games in the ring. I'd be like, come on, pussy. You said you're going to knock me out, right? Do it. And then him coming in, smack him with the glove. Bam, just smack him in his face, right? Just set up shit. Have him walk, take steps back, walk him into shots. Boom, straight right hand again, right? And you start going to that body. You just start fucking with him, play games. And then you deflate it with the boxing, right? And then you tie him up. When he gets real pissed, you smack him and you grab him. You just play a lot of games. And then at times when he's on top of you, when he's getting real close and you feel like you can't box, you start taking it to him, right? And then you get out of there. And so this is what he's saying. He's saying I can bring it and I can go both ways. So not like Boots Ennis, people, not like Boots. But he's going to have to be a boxer puncher in this fight. And I think I think people are going to be shocked if this guy comes in and he's not the crypt keeper. All right.
On that Ferrari, you know what I'm saying? On that whatever you driving, you could always switch the gears with me. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing about being a superstar. You got to understand your element, where you at, and when to turn up and when not to turn up. You know what I'm saying? But right now I'm just locked in. I know he's coming to fight. I know he's not taking me lightly. I know he's coming to fight. I know he's coming to hurt me. So that's why I'm so locked in, because I got to perform that night, and I want to make greatness happen, and I want to be the face of boxing, bro. I feel like boxing needs a guy like me. You know what I'm saying? Boxing needs that energy. You know what I'm saying? Boxing needs a new face. Shout out to him, and I tell him all the time. You know what I'm saying? He's a legend. You feel me? But every king.
Wait, did he just bring up Turkey? Let me hear this again. Sorry, this is the first time I'm hearing this interview.
He's a legend. You feel me? But every needs that energy. You know what I'm saying? Boxing needs a new face. So that's why I'm so locked in, because I got to perform that night, and I want to make greatness happen, and I want to be the face of boxing, bro. I feel like boxing needs a guy like me. You know what I'm saying? Boxing needs that energy. You know what I'm saying? Boxing needs a new face. Shout out to him, and I tell him all the time. You know what I'm saying? He's a legend. You feel me? But every king has his day. You know what I'm saying? And it comes with that forever. You know what I'm saying? In the streets, not only in the streets, but in life, period. You know what I'm saying? If you was once a king, you already know what time is your time. You know what I'm saying? Your time gets passed up, and then you got to give it to the next man. And then the next person comes behind me, and he's gonna grab it. You feel me? So you got to charge it with the game. You feel me? And I feel like right now is my time to go out there and just do what I do best. You know what I'm saying? And just become that superstar, man. Once I win this fight, bro, the sky's the limit, man. Like, I'm gonna be repping everybody, not just Puerto Rico. I'm gonna be repping Mexico. I'm gonna be repping the brothers. I'm gonna be repping the Chinese. Bro, I got so much people that support me, bro. Different cultures, bro, that's out there. That's why, like, I'm like global. I'm not a guy that just stick with just being Puerto Rican, bro. I could go right now. If it's a crew full of Chinese people, I can mingle with them. If it's
everybody, if you don't know, Berlanga's half Chinese, all right? All right, we got some more comments in the comment section. We got Skull Kids is saying Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is D-level. I feel like Chavez had potential, people, and his father is rolling in his grave. And he's not even fucking dead, people. His father's rolling in his grave. He's alive! He's still alive! Chavez fucked up, man. He's getting beat up by Anderson Silva. He fucked up, bro. You know what he was? He was a big-ass stoner. That's what he is. He's a big stoner. He fights for money. That's what it is. I mean, come on. You're just living off your dad's... I know he's trying to not live off his dad's name, but come on. You fucking up, bro. You just didn't take the sport seriously enough, I feel like. One time I saw a video of Chavez, and they were in the house, his dad and himself. And you see him in the background wearing a fucking winter hat. You could tell it's like 100 degrees outside. I'm like, this fucking dude's high. He's high. That's what it is. He's fucking high. Chavez just looks so disappointed. He's over here hugging he's hugging Benavidez, wishing that was his son. All right, we got and Manny Pacquiao. He wishes Manny Pacquiao was his son, his Asian son. He might be his son. You never know. You never know. The guy did fly around and, probably a degenerate. probably. Okay, Joker's Wild says they criticize Canelo for doing anything. Let me see, I got to move some of the stuff. For doing anything and everything he can to please fans, and they don't criticize those that just sit on belts. I mean, bro, you're basically describing Canelo. That's what he does. He sits on belts, and he is not doing what the fans want. The fans didn't want David Benavidez. They didn't want Berlanga. They wanted David Benavidez. The fans didn't want to see him fight Munguia. They didn't want to see John Ryder. Do I have to go back and pull up the list? You know, most of those fights, people didn't want to see those fights. They want most of Canelo's fights are the fights that no one cared about. You know that? He had lots of built-up fights to build himself up, not to please the fans. And yeah, he comes in to beat these guys up, but he should. I mean, they're older than him. They're smaller than him. Many times they're bums. He just picks them up to build himself up, right? He fights guys that are levels below. A guy, like I said, where the Berlanga's really a guy who hasn't really shown his full skill set because he doesn't have to. But a thing with him, another layer to his history is that he went through his early bouts. He's just blowing everybody out. So he had to readjust himself. In many ways, Berlanga's still trying to find his style. He's a lot like Ryan Garcia, which is funny because I keep bringing up the similarities between this fight and the Ryan Garcia-Devin Haney fight. I'm seeing similarities in it. There's a lot of similarities. Also, if you want to go to the numerology, this is happening on September 14th, which is the same day that Canelo had his first loss. It was on September 14th. Also, you look at this is Berlanga's 23rd fight. The 14, you split it, you get 77. There's a lot of weird number things happening. A lot of people don't believe in numerology, so I won't get too into it. All right, so we got some more comments here. I believe it's a long shot, but it can happen. Thumbs up later. All right, Joker's Wild, thumbs up. Thanks a lot, Joker's Wild. Thank you for joining us. Okay, we got Skull Kids. He says the only way Berlanga can hurt Canelo is by hitting him on the liver or the body shot. I don't know if I completely agree with that. I think Berlanga can hurt him with punches to the face. I think there's a shot, a similar one to what Triple G does. It's kind of like an overhand. They hit him on the forehead. That's a big one. There's also the uppercuts. The uppercuts are going to be really important in this fight, I think, as well. Also a jab. Berlanga has a stiff, hard power jab. Very similar to Triple G. He has a power jab. A lot of fighters don't have power jabs. He has a concussive, hard power jab that can actually cause some good damage on a fighter's face. He also has a nice straight right hand. He has agility. He's athletic, and he's got some timing. He's, like I said, people, he's a guy that really hasn't really hit his peak. He's not in his prime. He's literally not a prime fighter. He's below his prime. He hasn't hit his prime yet. So, like he's been saying throughout the camp, he's also saying that he feels that with every fight, he steps his game up. He calls himself a sponge. And that's what happens, people, when a fighter has not hit their prime. This guy's still learning. He's still learning. And Canelo knows this. This is why he chose him. He feels that he can exploit this. And it's crazy because Berlanga actually knows the mindset of Canelo. He said it in an interview. He said that this guy, he's thinking of what Canelo's thinking. He's saying it. Everything is right that he's saying. He's saying, first of all, he thinks I'm a cakewalk, and I'm not. He's going to learn this. This is what Berlanga says. Then Berlanga says that he thinks, what he thinks Canelo is thinking is that Canelo thinks he's going to drown him. And don't be shocked. Look, if this guy comes in tomorrow and he's not dehydrated and dead in that ring, he might actually drown Canelo. It might be the other way. Remember I said this. He might actually drown Canelo because Canelo is gassing. I've seen him in his last couple of fights. And if this guy works that body, he'll drown him quicker. He'll drown him even quicker.
Crew of Indian people, I can mingle with them. I got Indian friends, I got Chinese friends, white friends, brothers, Mexicans, Salvadorians. You know what I'm saying? That really support me, bro. So with me, I feel like I could be a global entity. I think I could be a global star.
I think the theme of Mexico versus Puerto Rico was from the gate. That was pushed. But I never saw it that way. I just saw you had your own right, your own accolades, and you came just had a great record, your showmanship, all that stuff. And I just believe that it was a narrative that it didn't need to be pushed. If you look on basic what it is, two great fighters going at it and they just talking smack. One came in his own right. It's just monster, like bully, like it's crazy, like it's and I think, you know, what's happened with New York with all these giants like the Judge, Brunson, and I think, we need someone in boxing, and I believe you are that.
I mean, I got a lot of people like you that believe it, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate people like you that's out there, all my New Yorkers, man, that's out there that believes in me. You know what I'm saying? I love you guys for real from the bottom of my heart because I don't get too much love, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot of hate, bro. Like 80% of my life been hate, you feel me? The 20% been straight love, you feel me? But 80% I always get hate. Even the people out of 80%, even the people that act like they fuck with me be hating on me, you know what I'm saying? And I see right through it, but...
Yeah, I mean, the what was it? It was Teofimo's dad came out. He's like, I like Berlanga. I like him, but he gonna get beat up. He gonna get beat up. He gonna get taken out. He gonna play with him. This is what he says. I mean, that's supposed to be his friend. You know, with friends like that, well, who needs enemies, right? This guy's supposedly his friend. He's saying he's gonna get his ass whooped. That's some bullshit, huh?
It comes with it, you know what I'm saying? When they hated Jesus, you know, that's why they killed him the way they did.
That's a step too far. Are you relating or something? You think, what, Jesus? Are they gonna kill? They're not gonna kill you, Berlanga. Don't worry, you're not. I don't think that's gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
Just remember, I only tell you one time. Fuck me, Tony. Fuck me.
Come on, move it! Let's go get that drink!
Hang on! What the fuck did I do wrong?
Sorry about that, people. That was the new version of Scarface that's gonna be on the Logo channel. It's actually been edited by Boots Ennis. He's doing the editing on that film.
You know, they don't like people that, you know, that's gonna be the face, you know what I'm saying, that could change the culture, you feel me? And I feel like I'm for the people, you know what I'm saying? And the haters out there, bro, they just hating. They never been in my position before, you feel me? They just dudes and girls that just never done nothing with their life, you feel me? Because somebody that's really doing something with their life, anybody that's above you in life, they will never hate on another man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got my own shit going on. I got my own bread. I got everything going on for myself. I don't hate on no man, nobody, you feel me? And that's how you get blessings.
I mean, I know we don't have much time, but I know this Saturday on Prime Video, we're gonna put on a nice showmanship.
This fucking guy was about to say a nice exhibition. I mean, does he know something that we don't know? That was weird. Maybe he just misspoke, but that's a weird thing to say, a nice fucking exhibition. All right, you got Thunderdome Boxing in the comments. Good to have you here, man. Thanks a lot to everyone, for coming over here. I really appreciate it. Got Edgar Berlanga here. There's an interview from yesterday where Berlanga has, he's dehydrated, people. He's already dehydrated. You know what happens? Guys are trying to make weight, but what was concerning, and I said it earlier, is that he was dehydrated when well, I assume there's going to be another weigh-in probably tomorrow, right? Berlanga didn't drink anything after he got off the scale today when I saw him for the second weigh-in. He just sat there. He was dehydrated. You can clearly see he was labored. He was trying to be, have energy, high energy, but you could tell he was very weak. He's very weak. He had labored speech. This is how weak he was.
Video we're gonna put on a nice showmanship, but
a nice showmanship.
Really rooting for you because I think it'll just change the ties of young and of that generation that you're gonna bring in. And I appreciate your time. I know we don't have much time, but we're rooting for you, New York City. Anything you want to say out to the New York City and tri-state area?
Yeah, the tri-state area, New York City. I love y'all, man. Thank y'all. Even the most hate is crazy. The most hate you get from is your city. You know what I'm saying? It's always like that. But fuck that, you know what I'm saying? I love y'all, man. All my supporters out there, all the haters too, I love y'all too, bro. Y'all push me. All y'all in the comments, man, that be hating on me. I love y'all so much. Y'all push me each and every day. You know what I'm saying? Because without the hate, there's no motivation, you know what I'm saying? Because if you get too much love, then you get comfortable, you feel me? You need that hate. You need people to doubt you so that way you can always be on your tippy toes, you feel me? And walk on eggshells with your life because at the end of the day, you start getting comfortable and you get too much love, you feel me? That's why Floyd became Floyd. He had so much hate. That nigga kept winning. He was like, nigga, I'm not losing. Fuck that. I'm not letting nobody beat me. I'm going 51 and 0, 52 and 0. You know what I'm saying? So you need the hate in life, man. That's one thing. So if you don't got no haters, you ain't fucking popping. You know what I mean?
You know, it'd be funny if he came in tomorrow and he did a fucking straight up Floyd Mayweather punch and grab. People, like I said, this is September 14th. The first loss Canelo ever had was to Floyd Mayweather. It was on September 14th. It was on September 14th. And he was 22 years old, which is another funny thing. And we see a lot of these numbers. People, I was talking about the numerology earlier. You have the 14th, you have your 77. You have this guy's 22nd fight, 22 fights. This is his 23rd. These are all interesting numbers within numerology. If you go into it, it gets interesting. We're gonna see. Thunderdome Boxing is in the comments. He says, "Yeah, he looked drained to me, and he's gonna feel the dehydration tomorrow." Then he says, "Stop this bullshit hater talk." Okay. I don't know what you mean by that. Thin skin ass nigga. I like what Thunderdome's talking about, what Berlanga just said. I think it's actually a good thing that he's driven by these people. Like I said, and he brought up the example of Floyd.
Attention and stuff. But
he doesn't want to give them the satisfaction. And it's really what he's doing is he's fighting the fans in a lot of ways. And that's a good thing. Sometimes that's a good thing. When you look at a guy like Canelo Álvarez, he is a slave. He's trying to spit in the fans' faces by not fighting the guys he's supposed to be fighting. He spits in their face. This is the way he wins, is by saying "fuck you." But the funny thing about it is that they're gonna laugh even harder if Berlanga knocks him out. He's gonna go. This is the worst thing about being a heel. People love the heel, but when the heel loses, their legacy is just in the toilet. So like when you look at a guy like Floyd, he played the heel for many years, and he's losing constantly. He's getting black eyes from YouTubers. He's a joke. His third half. I mean, he was Pretty Boy, then he was Money Mayweather. What do you call him now? Fucking pube hair. Is this the pube hair error? Is this what it is? Hey, let's look at Canelo. I think he's Canelo at the weigh-in.
Hold on, sir. 166.8. Beautiful. Thank you.
So he's coming in, I guess, a little heavier than Berlanga. Is that really the case? I mean, to me, he looks a little bit like he's got some weight on him already. It's to me, it's just suspect. Also, to Thunderdome, he's saying that Berlanga is going to come in dehydrated. It's a possibility they will come in dehydrated, but there's another possibility that Eddie Hearn is in some ways offering Berlanga some kind of protection. He has where he can actually come in at a healthy weight. And he has a guy in his corner. There's a very well-known PED guy. His name is, I think, Angel Heredia. He's actually training, helping Berlanga in this fight. He's helping him. He's part of his team. I haven't seen really anybody mentioning that, but Memo Heredia is in Berlanga's corner. Interesting, huh? Some interesting shit. Here, Canelo on the scale.
Hold on.
Wait, do you think he pulled a Conor McGregor over here? Nah. That wasn't enough there. No. He can't be pulling the Conor. Oh, no one could do it better than Conor, people. There's only so many people that can be come to a press conference with a boner, just saying, and get away with it. Like the guy who's not a laughingstock. No one talked about it. That motherfucker got a boner at the fucking weigh-in. People, do I have to pull it up? Do I? No diddy, people. No diddy. Okay, Diddy, get out of here. Every time I say it, you come over here, man. What the F? All right, that's the first round of I don't know what. I hit that by accident, actually. All right, so we're probably going to be looking at a little bit of Berlanga, his one of these fights that Berlanga had about 2 years, going on 3 years ago, I think. But I'll be right back. I got to go I'm going to do like these YouTubers say. I actually saw a YouTuber. I was watching his videos. I'm like, how the fuck do I not have more views than this guy, more subscribers? This guy literally said he had a room and had over 1,000 people watching him live. This guy, he's playing a video game. He's playing Call of Duty. This guy said to his audience, "Oh, I'll be right back. I got to go take a shit." And he said it with a big emphasis on the shit. I was like, wow, that's funny that you said that. And the fact that these idiots are going to sit here and wait for you to finish taking a shit. Okay? Well, I'm not going to go take a shit. But I had to step away for about a minute. See if I put something on, a trailer or something. Something important before I come back. We've shown the fanboys people. We've shown the weigh-ins. We've shown a lot of shit. And now we're going to show, as they saw, the coup de grace of things. Okay, just give me 1 second. This is very important that I show this. I like every once in a while on the show, I like to show people films that they've most likely never seen that are going to enlighten them. That's going to make their lives better, people. It's going to make their lives fucking better. It really is.
Maybe you can handle yourself one of them first-class tickets to the resurrection. Fucking punk.
That's what Canelo's going to say tomorrow after Belonga hits him with the atomic overhand right. Right? Never sobers? He's going to hit him with that overhand right into his forehead. Bam! He's going to say that. Right? That's my guess. I'll be right back, guys. Watch this. This is a good movie.
Meet little Melvin. He's a 90-pound weakling. Everyone hated Melvin.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this mop and shove it down your throat.
They teased him.
I want to do it with you. Okay.
They taunted him. They tormented him until he had a horrifying accident and fell into a vat of nuclear waste. Transforming little Melvin into a hideously deformed creature of superhuman size and strength. Melvin became the Toxic Avenger. The first superhero born out of nuclear waste.
Holy shit! I don't know what it was, but it saved my life. All right, everybody, drop your tacos or I'll blow your brains out.
The vandals and the perverts had their way with the little people of Tromaville until the Toxic Avenger ripped them apart. The Toxic Avenger. His face is so terrifying. We can't show it to you now. You'll have to see the movie for yourself. The Toxic Avenger can bend steel with his bare hands.
Oh, we're all a kid. Get it?
Leap small cars in a single bound. He crushes drug pushers. Smashes hit-and-run drivers. For incredible, explosive action, you must see the Toxic Avenger. He's a different kind of hero. The Toxic Avenger is coming to your town. Look out. Meet little Melvin. He's a 90-pound weakling. Everyone hated Melvin.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this mop and shove it down your throat.
They teased him.
I want to do it with you. Okay.
They taunted him. They tormented him until he had a horrifying accident and fell into a vat of nuclear waste. Transforming little Melvin into a hideously deformed...
All right, people. I think did you see that you saw the whole trailer? I stepped out. I'm going to have to step away for another second. Sorry about it, watching these trailers over and over again. I don't want to be having dead air here. I'm not as cool as these other people where they go and they take a shit. And then they have the people sitting in the fucking comments like, where did he go? It's like, he's shitting, people. He's shitting. Yeah, I know, it's stupid. Here's another movie I bet you guys saw. I'm just going to go to the bathroom real quick. I went to get some drinks. It's like 100 degrees in my office. Give me one moment. 1 second, please. Hopefully this doesn't hit my stream and fuck it up. Before I had some music from this film and they hit me with a copyright. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen this film. This is a fucking classic. You know, it actually wasn't made by George Romero. Just saying. I'm actually going to create a movie show for this. Actually, I already have what am I talking about? I already have a movie show, people. It's called Foo Theater. It's called Foo Theater. All right. Just looking for this trailer. Be right back.
In the dark of the night, Something strange is going on.
You see that movie, Night of the Living Dead? Sure. They ship those bodies. Well, say hello.
The dead have risen from the grave.
Mister, there's 100 of those things out there.
How many did you say?
100?
And now the question is, how do we get them back into the ground?
Frank, we have a little problem. 4 left, 10 right.
It's all over everything! Stupid asshole! Watch your tongue, boy, if you like this job! Like this job!
Brain. Medical science is baffled.
And it's a puzzle, because technically, you're not alive.
Why do you eat people?
Not people. Brains.
How do you kill something that's already dead?
Well, how do I know, Fred? I don't know. Let me think. It's not a bad question, Bert.
In that movie, they destroyed the brain to kill him. Is that what they did?
The brains, right.
All right, people, that's what that's what Berlanga's gonna do to Canelo tomorrow, people. You saw that fucking bat to the head. That is for sure what's gonna happen. It only takes one, people. Even if the motherfucker is dehydrated, he could do it if he puts a little hydration in him. That's what he's gonna do. No doubt about it, people. This is foreshadowing. This is fucking foreshadowing. There's Berlanga. Imagine that's a right hand. That's Canelo coming forward. He's taking a little too many PEDs. And he's covered in shit. I assume. I assume. He looks a little covered in poop. Just got to say it. He's coming forward. Look in the back. That's Ranoso. He's afraid, people, because Canelo's coming out there. He kicked the door open. He's like, I need to pee. I need to pee. Help me. Help me. He's like, help me, Ranoso. Help me. And Ranoso's like, bro, you're not even wearing boxing gloves anymore. Why do I have to help you? You got fingers. He's like, I need to pee. He looks in his eyes. Intense. Looks right into Ranoso's eyes. He's like, I need to pee. Help me. Okay, so so he's in the back scared that Canelo's going to want him to help him pee. And so here's Berlanga. He's like, get the fuck out of here. Bam! There you go. That's what's going to happen, people. That's what's going to happen. Okay, we got I'm going to read some more comments. We're going to get back into this video. This video that might actually get the stream killed because this is some pieces of a boxing match. Hopefully it doesn't kill the stream. Let's hope. All right, before we get into that, we're going to read some comments. Got to read some fucking comments, people. Because we're all filled with rage about this fight, right? But there's some hope. There's some hope because Berlanga's not here to lay down, people. We keep hearing it over and over again. Everyone's saying it. This guy's not here to lay down. How many times you got to hear it before you know that something's up? And by something's up, what's up is that this motherfucker's here to actually fight. And when they say this, and I've said it many times in this telecast and before this one for the other Berlanga related Canelo shit I did, they're telling you the silent part out loud. They're telling you that the guys before this dude weren't really trying to beat Canelo. And Berlanga, he's saying all the right things. He's also saying, he's basically calling Canelo a stepping stone. Because he's telling you, he said it many times, he said the money's good, that's good. But I'm looking to the future. He's not looking past Canelo, but he needs to get past him in order to get to his legacy, right? This is the test that all young fighters, usually this is the test that all young fighters have to go through. You have to beat, the old guard, right? That's what it is. You got, when you're coming up, and a lot of people say, oh, who's he fought? Well, this is how it's been throughout history in boxing. You don't have to fight a million champions, supposed champions nowadays, right? Because everyone gets a fucking trinket. Everyone's got a belt, most people. You got to go through some guys. I don't know why he didn't fight some of these other dudes. Maybe they didn't want to fight him. I have no idea. And I know he's not as tested. He's kind of an unknown kind of thing. And this is one of the reasons Canelo's team chose him. Because Canelo didn't choose him. Canelo's team chose him. they think he's right for Canelo. All right? But it might not be that way. But like I said, this is the way it usually works. The young champion or the young fighter comes up. Everyone doubts him, just like Manny Pacquiao. When he stepped into the limelight, he fought a guy that everyone thought, I mean, they didn't even know Manny's name. And he came in there and washed this guy. Just destroyed him. This is Berlanga's moment. This is old school shit. Old school. Young fighter comes up. And he's not that young. He's 27 years old, people. By the old standards and the old boxing before was heavily PED. The 27's kind of up there, right? You should be towards your prime. I guess he's getting towards his prime. But again, this is sort of like his test. Berlanga he's looking to the future. Canelo's just looking at a payday. That's all he cares about. This guy's looking for actual legacy. Canelo doesn't care about legacy. His legacy's over. And from his own mouth, he's basically admitting that he's finished. Like I've said it many times. I said it in another stream. He's got a foot out the door. And not even a foot. Psychologically, Canelo is checked out. He's checked out. He's just a bully that thinks he can beat up these guys. He drains them and all this. He's a bully. That's really what he is. He fights these guys. He thinks he can take his PEDs because, he's on that stuff, people. This motherfucker's sauced up. He's sauced up. He comes in there. He thinks he's just going to beat these guys up. With what? I mean, he's okay, people. He's a good fighter. But he's cherry picking. He wants his cake and eat it too. He wants to be able to cherry pick and still be called great. But that's not how it works. Like I said, you see it in the poster, you the cherry. Because Canelo might be a stepping stone to Berlanga's step up for him to now step into the limelight, right? And I showed early in the stream, Canelo's talking about fighting Conor McGregor, people. He's entertaining those fights now because he's at the end of his legacy. It's over. And really, what's crazy is that all Canelo really had to do, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of his career, right? But he fought whatever he fought. Those guys, a lot of the guys, I said it already, old Triple G. He lost to Triple G. They robbed Triple G twice. Third fight with Triple G's. This guy's career is questionable. He's a good fighter, but he doesn't have a great career. He has a lot of names, but were they great at the time when he fought them? And many of them were not great. A lot of those Euro bums he fought, there's nobodies who fought nobodies, There's a lot of questions to be asked in Canelo's career. Now, it ain't like Crawford's career. Crawford's career is, in my book, is absolute garbage. It really is. All right, people. We're going to watch a little bit, so I'm rambling on. All right, this is a guy named Angulo. The reason I bring this up is because a lot of people say that Berlanga's never fought anybody like Canelo. But guess what? This guy's like Canelo. Now people say, "Oh, that's silly." No, he's similar. He's very similar. This is to show you that he has fought guys that are similar to Canelo. And this, to me, this is a couple of years ago. This guy has improved since then. Berlanga has improved, people. Like he said, he's a sponge. He's constantly trying to evolve. He's growing. And Canelo Álvarez is towards the end of his career. So those two lines they intersect, right? Where it's kind of like that maybe they're meeting at the perfect time. Maybe that might be what's happening in this Munguia, Berlanga Canelo fight. I'm going to go back. I'm just going to show you a couple of things. I don't want to show too much because they're going to kill my fucking stream, man. They will kill my effing stream. They really will. We're going to put this in full screen. I'm going to slow it down because they're going to fucking rob me here. It's a nice uppercut there, right? Little uppercut. Berlanga takes it. This guy ain't a light puncher. This is not a light puncher. And like I said, I could compare it to, there's a nice left hook to the body from Berlanga. I'm going to put this in the full screen. Give me 1 second. There's a nice shot. This is a shot, people, again, this is from a few years ago. This is the kind of shot that Berlanga can use on Canelo. Obviously, you see slow plotter coming forward. He fights tall in a lot of ways. This man is 6'1". Canelo is 5'7". This guy also has, I think, a 75-inch reach. So if he could avoid jabs and straight hands from a guy with a reach like this, then he could definitely avoid shots from Canelo. People don't get that. And this guy has practice. He has mentally practiced for this fight, regardless if people know it or not. And he goes, he likes Floyd, right? There you go. Look, push the head down, pivots off, and gets out away from the corner. Told you, this guy in many ways idolizes Floyd Mayweather. He's not just a come forward crazy brawler. He does have a, he has an affection for boxing, for the science of movement, right? So he used that kind of movement, pushed ahead, pivot out. I'm not a big fan of the way he did it, but you want to keep your hands up. It's kind of dangerous the way he circled off. I'm gonna slow this down because there's fucking people, YouTube, they're gonna fuck me over on this shit. Okay, steps back, high guard coming in, anticipating, I'm going to assume a hook. That's why he brings the guard up, leaves it open. He can see a little better. Take a step back. He's pivoting off to the left. Here comes the right hand. It's a short right hand that kind of maybe grazed him. Dangerous maneuver, but you get it. He doesn't want his back up on the ropes. This is the kind of thing he's going to have to use on Canelo. There's a little feint. Not a big fan of it. The hands are very low. He's feinting. He throws in a feint. Angulo bites down on it. This is a better Angulo than the one Canelo fought, just saying. I mean, people, I'm just saying he comes in very similar to the way Canelo does, a high guard, right? Canelo's more explosive, obviously. He's more explosive, but there's not a huge difference. And look, Berlanga's fighting on the back foot. A lot of people talk shit about him, but this guy ain't a total bum, this guy he's fighting. This guy's better than probably basically almost everyone that Caleb Plant's ever fought. This guy might be better than every guy he fought, except for Benavidez, who this guy also fought. He fought Benavidez, something that Canelo never wanted to do. And he took it to Benavidez. He was trying to hurt him. Benavidez hurt him, instead. But still, he did come to hurt Benavidez. I mean, he's boxing. I'm not the best work, but he does hurt him. We saw earlier he hit him with a shot that he should use on Canelo. It's a straight right hand. There's a left hook to the body and a left hook that wraps around the guard. And look, it hits him so hard it knocks him down, knocks him over a little. This is the reason I showed this, because this guy has that kind of relentlessness. The same thing he'll see, Berlanga will see tomorrow. So for people to think he's just going to be completely out of his element and so shocked by this, guy who's relentless and comes forward a high guard is not true. And again, this guy has a reach advantage over Berlanga. This 75 inch reach. So his foot, people all look at his footwork. Bro, Canelo doesn't move very different from this. He's trying to set him up. Berlanga circling to the left. The problem here, one thing with Berlanga is he's not setting anything up. You see, it's a straight right hand. This is one of the problems with one of the things I said earlier. Berlanga was circling off, and he's not really bringing his defense up. He's just circling off. He did that earlier, and he almost got clipped with a right hand. So, obviously, like I said, people, this is a couple of years ago. He's probably ironed out these wrinkles, and he's kind of waving like that didn't hurt. But, that was a nice straight right hand. Like I said, the guy's got a 75-inch reach. Canelo has a 70-inch reach. He most likely won't be able to land these kind of shots. Possibly. He steps back from the straight right hand. Just showing you that the guy, people, he does box. He was boxing years ago. So he is capable of avoiding big, giant, ugly, looping hooks. And he does, he uses this movement to set up the shots at times. He needs to be a little more consistent, just like Gabe Rosado said. You got to throw more. But again, this is a guy he's fighting here who has a reach advantage over him. With Canelo, it's Berlanga who has the reach advantage. So he's more able to throw punches and receive nothing in return, because Canelo will be out of range. So it would be in Berlanga's best interest to hit Canelo before Canelo hits him. That would be the best thing. Pop him as he's coming in. So he's circling off to the left again. Now he knows to bring those fucking hands up. Right? Earlier he didn't have them up. We're gonna switch back a little bit, because I bet you they're gonna. There's some good moves in here, but there's a lot of dead air as well too. Kind of like measuring, kind of waiting for him to come in, maybe trying to set him up for a straight right hand, possibly. He lets him step in. Do you see? That's a perfect opportunity. That is the same thing that Canelo does. When guys come in and they overextend themselves. The only problem is I think Berlanga's off by a hair. The idea is correct, but the execution is not as sharp as what Canelo would do. Canelo sees that immediately. As soon as that head comes down, he's throwing this uppercut. So he goes. He's trying to measure him, I'm assuming, for a right straight. Right? That left hand's just measuring to throw that right straight. He comes down stupidly. overextends and boom, here comes the uppercut. He don't really go through correctly. He didn't get it through. He closed it, but still, the idea's all right. I'm gonna go forward a little bit more. Again, this is a younger fighter. He's fighting a guy who's coming to win. The guys that fight Canelo in many ways look like they're not coming to win. I'm just showing you that this guy is relentless. This guy is relentless, and he's not a bum. The only dudes that beat Angulo are good fighters. He's only lost to good fighters. He fought David Benavidez, the guy that Canelo's been ducking for years. He's been, there you go. There's the lead uppercut, the one I told you. Berlanga really likes to throw a lead uppercut. Obviously, there's some flaws with it. He leaps in with it, and he leaves himself open to a right hand. It's not a good thing. Right there, that's the right hand right there. And Angulo goes for it. He didn't land it, but when you're fighting Canelo Álvarez, you really want to hide that a lot better. You want to throw feints. You don't want to just shoot it in there. Because if you're off the mark, it's a big problem. There's another, shooting him with the right hand and the left hand. But there's a nice jab. See, nice stiff jab. The legs, the footwork, from Berlanga is very similar to Canelo. They're very he's literally walking backwards. You definitely want to move in your stance. You don't want to be walking around like that, especially when a guy is closing the gap very quickly. So when it comes to like a Canelo Álvarez, you want to move in your stance because you want to be able to stop on a dime and hit him. Hit him with straight right, Hit him with something hard, straight, immediately. You don't want to be walking backwards. And keep in mind, Canelo is guilty of the same thing. He walks around that ring. So if guys put it on him and they pressure him, he's not in his stance. Many times he won't be in his stance, especially when he uses lateral movement. Canelo Álvarez, when he uses lateral movement, is wide open to be hit. Right? I'm going to make this screen smaller. All right, so we got Thunderdome Boxing in the comments. He says, just give me invincibility. As I always said, invincibility, and I'd be happy. I mean, this is people, just so you understand, this is from a few years ago. This is from a few years ago. I really just showed it to show that this constant aggression is something this guy's dealt with. He's dealt with this high pressure, high pressure fighter. Yeah. He won this one on points, but it's not pretty. That's what it is. You need to throw the jab more. He hurts the guy for sure. But again, he's dealt with this pressure, and that's a good thing. Because the way that people are making it, they're making it like he's never dealt with a guy like a Canelo. And dude, he's literally dealing with it in this fight from two years ago, almost 3 years ago. Look, chopping right hand around the guard. Kind of low blows going on here. Can't show too much. I'm gonna clip out of this soon. But you get it. You fought this guy here. He won the fight. Not in the fashion people would like, right? They wanted him to knock him the fuck out. He's a tough guy. He's a tough guy. It's a learning experience, as they said, for Munguia versus Canelo, right? Look at the head. Just keeps coming in with the head, smashing him with his head. He's very good at slipping around the guard. You see that? He slips this right hand around that guard, and that shit hurt him. He stumbled, fell forward. And again, he gets it around the guard. He needs to be, like Rosado said, in a fight like this, he should have been more active. He needs to throw more punches. He's trying to shoot down the guard. He's making mistakes. He's not finding his range. He's making some mistakes here. He's not finding his range, and he's throwing punches, which opens you up to being hit. The guy has a lot of attributes that are impressive, but in this fight, he's having to fight a pressure fighter, which he's probably not used to, because at this point, he was used to pressuring guys, right? Pushing them back. And here he's having to box. This is why I say it's important for him to, if he's not comfortable with moving back, really the truth is it's exactly what Rosado said. One of his biggest issues here is that he's not getting respect because he's not being consistent enough. He needs to throw more. When he hits these guys with these shots, he's got to be pinpoint. He's got to be pinpoint. He's got to hurt him because he has punching power, but he needs to really put it on him to make them reluctant from walking forward like that. And he's definitely going to have to do that against Canelo tomorrow. And he did it. He did it in his previous fight. We'll show just a little bit of that before I get out of here, because that's kind of a, I mean, again, I've said it a million times. The reason I brought that up is because he's fought a guy that's similar to the style that Canelo does, that forward pressure. And this is what this guy did. And the guy's not a bad fighter. People will say he is. How is he a bad fighter? He's only lost to good fighters. All right. Give me one second. I'm going to check another clip I'm going to be getting on here as soon as I say. All right, so we got Thunderdome Boxing is saying he needs to jab and throw more punches than usual. Yes, he does. Like I said, he has to be consistent. He has to have a higher work rate. But his work rate could work there in his favor because people would say, oh, he's inconsistent. But he's being defensive. He needs to tighten his defense. With a guy like a Canelo, he might actually throw a lot of punches at Berlanga, and miss a lot. Or hit him on the arms. That kind of thing. And when you're fighting a guy who's got big power, right, with his hands, you're gassing because you're thinking, oh, whoa, he's inconsistent, so I'm going to blow him out. Then he's not able to blow him out, and then, the gas tank starts to go. He definitely needs to throw the jab, more jabs, way more jabs. I'm pretty sure Canelo saw these fights. This is why he chose this fight. But Berlanga has shown he's getting better. He is getting better. And he always has that power that's always there, right? Okay, give me 1 second. We're going to watch his previous fight. Okay, we got Never Sober says Good Times. I don't know what that is. Good Times, the TV show? I remember that was a good show. Evan Deere says, at my grandpa's lake house. Sorry, people, these letters are tiny. He says, at my grandpa's lake house where a bunch of meth addicts lived. Okay, so you're at a lake house where meth heads lived. What happened? Did the meth kill him? I remember watching this movie while I was like 4 or 5. I think he's talking about The Return of the Living Dead or Toxic Avenger. He says, oh yeah, Evan Deere wants to be the Toxic Avenger. This is what Never Sober says. Evan Deere, I would do horrible things if I had superhuman powers. And I'd be sorry, people, the letters are tiny. Unapologetic about it. Okay, we got the bottom. Got Mike is saying Berlanga lands some of those shots that Munguia landed. He can hurt him. Yeah, this is the whole thing. He's got to get Canelo's respect. No doubt about it. He's got to get his respect. Because unlike that guy that you see there in that video, Canelo is very explosive. His hand speed is pretty fast. He could throw combinations pretty quickly. He's very explosive. But it is important for one of the biggest things for Berlanga, I think, is to take steps back. Don't just jump on him right away. And if you jump on him, you need to fucking punch. You don't want to stand next to him and not throw punches. Okay? You take your steps back. You walk him onto shots. You hit him with a jab. At least touch him. You have a reach advantage. Walk him into right hands. Walk him into straight shots. Jab, jab, right hand. Right jab, straight right hand. Maybe don't load up on the right hand, then come with the left uppercut. Hard, right? You got to mix things up. Mix it up. He's got the reach advantage, and he's got the size. He's got the height advantage. I don't know about the size because he's looking kind of drained. Let's hope he comes in some decent condition. But we're going to watch a little bit of his previous fight before I get out of here. Okay. 1 second. Berlanga versus, what was the guy's name? Okay, sorry. I'm looking for this freaking fight. He definitely has been making mistakes. I think Berlanga's gone through an adjustment process because he was knocking out guys so easily. So, again, this is a guy that's not in his prime. In many ways, he's still green when at the pros. He's been dropped in the past. I think a lot of people really focus on the negative more than anything else because people they have a tendency to do this. And that's okay, but what I can't understand is they just shit all over this guy, but then they'll be okay building up Canelo Álvarez. And Canelo Álvarez is literally a guy who cherry picks and drains fighters. So, I don't really have much respect for him. I don't. Okay, so I'm looking for this fight. His previous fight is, again, he's fighting a guy who's 6 foot. This guy, I think, is also 6'1". I think his reach is about 74. I think it was 74 the last time I checked. All right, here we go. I'm going to keep it small so that maybe they don't They don't fuck me over here. All right, so Thunderdome says throw with bad intentions too. Make Canelo hesitate. Hesitate if possible. Yes, that's the whole thing that I said. You really want to kind of get in his head, and you want to make him respect you. So when you hit him, you got to load up on some of these shots, and you hit him with everything. What I would tell Berlanga is go to the body. Hit him real hard to the body. One of the biggest combinations would be a jab, straight right hand, left hook to the body. This is the one that's going to get him. You shoe shine him to the head and then go left to the body. Canelo has a tendency to keep his hands up. He's big into the high guard, and a lot of times he won't really kind of like tuck that elbow in time, you know, to kind of block that body shot. And he's prone to this. Sometimes he'll stand up tall with his high guard, and he'll eat it on the body. He could. If you mix it up. A lot of guys don't mix it up versus him. It's really weird that they don't. They hit him with pit pats. Really what you want to do is you want to get him to bring his hands up. That's why I say shoe shine, jab straight. Bungia did this at times. You even shoe shine. You hit him with like a barrage or like left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right to the body, that left, real hard. Bam. You hit him as hard as you possibly can. And you try to aim that shit into his ribs or his liver or whatever. If you do that, he's going to start lowering his hands. When you get close and you do that shoe shine the next time, he's going to be rolling around and he's going to bring those elbows down. It's going to get him thinking. And then that's when you come in with the jab, the chopping right hand. You start to hit him in the head. You try to load up with the fucking shot to the side of the head when he's doing his little rolls and all that, right? He's going to start lowering his hands and he's not going to be throwing punches really at that point. He's going to keep thinking that shit really hurt and I don't want to get hit with another one of those. Here we go. So, I mean, again, I showed this a few days ago. Berlanga is definitely more reactive nowadays when he was before. You see the jab, he kind of pushing it down, and he's sprinting. He's jumping back. He's pretty sharp in the beginning, circling to the left. He's in his construct, in his stance. His stance, he's not as he stays in the stance a lot more now, where before he would kind of cross his feet. He would walk around the ring. He's definitely working on stuff, on refining his technique, not trying to not make as many mistakes anymore. Big old looping shot. Again, people won't believe it, but this is the kind of shit that Canelo throws. And this is a guy with a reach advantage over Canelo. He leaps in with the left hook. Berlanga, hands up, circles off, high guard. Right? That's what you do. This is what you do to Canelo. You can literally stand in front of him, tap him with a jab, put the high guard, jump back. You can do that. He done it again. See, he's anticipating a right hand, and he's jumping back before the shot comes. Yeah, very patient, right? This is the beginning of the fight. He knocked this guy out in 6 rounds. I think this is one of the reasons why he keeps bringing up that he's going to knock out Canelo in 6 rounds. That's another thing when you look at numerology. You split your 6 in half, right? They're obsessed with the 6. You get a 33 from that, which is transformation. And Berlanga just keeps saying that over and over again. He's like, I'm going to knock him out in 6. It's an interesting number to pick, to choose. It's a snappy little jab there, Snappy. It's not hitting the target, but it is snappy, right? Let's take a step back. He's anticipating what his opponent is going to bring. So look, he's constantly anticipating it. So he's running a tap, jab, and he jumps away. He's trying to set things up here. Right, he's setting things up. I mean, maybe he'll come in like a sort like look, the guy throws a big looping right hand. Obviously, his opponent technique isn't perfect, but it is a big looping long hook, and so he shows that he can evade these shots. I've said this before. I showed this video. He can evade these punches. So if he can evade these punches, he could literally, and he said it in this fight. He said it in the interview. He said that he didn't really throw punches for the first 3 rounds of this fight intentionally because he was reading this guy. He was reading him, and then in the next 3 rounds, he broke him apart. He finished him off in the next 3. He said the first 3 rounds of this fight was all for him to read this guy. He's learning how to scan his opponents and learn what they're vulnerable to. So this is why you notice round 3. This is when he starts putting it on him, right? He's getting a little, I guess, McCory, I think his name was. He's getting a little bit more, I don't know, maybe he's getting frustrated. He hit him with an elbow. Got him in a weird position there, right? Can't watch too much. I might be watching just a little too much of this shit. I showed this before on another stream. Sets him up. Look at this. This is a nice shot here. It's very nice. Jab comes down with that right straight. He leaps in a lot faster than Canelo. Here, when he wants to finish you, he gets real fast. Like his footwork becomes much faster. You don't want to hop around. It's not the best thing to do, but you know, this is the kind of aggression that might actually scare Canelo, because he's pushing his weight around real heavy. You know, these are heavy blows. This is like Thunderdome said, he needs to have mean intentions. It's great to have mean intentions, but obviously you want to defend yourself. You want to be thinking when you're doing this. And Berlanga has learned, because he's got caught in a fight. He was about to finish a guy off in one of these fights. I forgot the guy's name. And he got caught. He got dropped, I think, with a right hand in one of these fights when he was coming to finish the dude. So that's, again, people always talk about learning experiences. The guy's learning, you know. He is learning. He never was dropped again like that. Right hand, chopping right hand. His opponent's coming in. You could tell this guy's close to done. Likes to push him off. You shouldn't do that too much. That's really actually sapping your energy. You don't want to keep pushing these guys off of you. Just let him sit there, bro. You don't want to keep pushing him. First of all, it's not legal. He's not supposed to do it. And second, it's going to sap his own energy. All right, so you see it. This is his last opponent right before the Canelo fight. This guy, you know, he's not really he came to win. He was undefeated, but people will say, who the fuck did he beat? I mean, he didn't really beat anybody. Yeah, he's a contender. That's what he is. This is what boxing has been for a long time. I mean, who the fuck was Charlo? He was an inactive 154-pound fighter. No one ever said anything about Canelo beating him being bad, right? Charlo didn't come there to win, but guess what? That guy McCory did come to win. And that's what happens when fighters come to win. Sometimes they cut you. Sometimes they hit you, right? We're going to see tomorrow, people. We're going to see. It could be interesting if this guy's not fucking dehydrated, drained to death. But yeah, I'm going to be getting out of here, people. I want to thank you all for coming on here. It's been really cool. I'm going to be excited. We're going to be doing a live play-by-play of the big fight tomorrow. I guess if you can call it a big fight. I want to thank everybody for coming in here. Evan Deere, Thunderdome Boxing. It's always good having you here, man. Skull Kids. So, you know, Never Sobers, of course. And a lot of guys, you know, thanks for coming in here. We work very hard on FUTV, people. It is the greatest channel known to man. It really is. We got Josh in the comments. Remember to subscribe to the greatest channel. Not gayest. That would be Boot Senders. Sorry. No Diddy. We got Henry Cejudo over here today. Henry Cejudo stopped by, everyone.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Bro, that's Henry.
What the fuck is this piece of...
Calm down. That's Henry Cejudo, bro. That's Henry Cejudo. No Diddy. All right, we also had some suggestions in here. I'm going to say, let me see, Joker's Wild. Oh, we appreciate you coming in here. We appreciate all you guys. Yeah. All right. I got one last thing to do over here. Did I show you guys this clip? We got some more ads. I'm not going to show them right now. I'm going to save them for the next telecast. I don't know if Thunderdome saw this. They're making a new musical, people. It's Scarface the musical, people. It's no joke. It's going to be good. Oh no, this is the poster. No Diddy. Get out of here, Diddy. You're blocking the damn poster. Okay. Yes, Scarface the musical is coming. Whoever was in here earlier, you probably saw it. It looks like it's going to be good.
You fucking with your back.
People, you're fucking with the best dancer in the world. Thunderdome Boxing saying he's saying can't wait for the fight. It should be. Hopefully it's a good one, man. All right. Just give me one moment. What the F? I'm looking for my audio form here. Give me 1 second. Give me one effing second, people. 1 effing second. All right, people. So we're going to be doing, we're going to hopefully be back here. I got to go to a wedding tomorrow, me and Bob. Sorry, Bob didn't come over here today. She's watching our dogs, people. She's dog sitting. It's just what we do, people. We're fucking insane. We really are. Yeah, we are. We're pretty effing crazy. Canelo has to pee, people. I don't know if you guys saw this, but he has to pee. He really does. Give me one moment. We were sent this clip. Whoever was here earlier probably saw it, but he has to pee, people. I just have to show you this one more time. He definitely has to pee.
Hey, I need to go pee. You have to piss. Help me.
What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this piece of shit?
We're hoping that it works out for you, Canelo. We hope that you... Come on, let the guy pee. He has to pee. Is anyone... What? That was kind of weird, wasn't it? That was kind of weird. I thought it was. I'm reading the comments. Thunderdome says, what the fuck? I think it's I think that's W. What the fuck? I mean, he had to pee, people. He had to pee. He was dreaming about that pee. You ever have that? You're sleeping and you're fucking... You know you got to pee, but you're sleeping. So you start dreaming about it. I think that's what happened there. You had to pee, man. All right, we got Saint Flapjack unhinged. This is what Flapjack says. I mean, people, look. We got people who got thousands of viewers are doing a stream. And they literally stopped the stream to say, I got to go take a shit. You know, when I say that, I've made it. You know that, right? When I can stop the stream and say, I got...
The world is a vampire and it set desires on a world of cage. But the spider of rage, I'm still in the cage.
Yeah, people. It's true. It's fucking true.
Story. When I fought with Miguel Angel Cotto.
Yeah, you know what he said if you saw that video.
I just came out of a freaking war, you know?
The guy came out of a fucking war, a freaking war. I just came out of a freaking war. People, tomorrow after Canelo gets knocked the fuck out, this is what the Canelo fans are going to look like. And we're going to give Berlanga his flowers. He's going to get his flowers. It's going to be raining the tears of Canelo fans. That's just a fucking fact, people. I'm telling you. That's a fact. That's a fucking fact. Everyone's going to be crying their asses off. Me crying and their asses are going to fall off. All right, give me a moment. I got a clip over here. I got some clips I have to show before I get out of here. It's really important. You got a Scarface clip? All right, so people, I've said it before. This is Canelo Álvarez. This is the diva. The diva herself. I mean, himself. This is the carrot top of boxing, people.
Come on. You got some nerve, Tony! You think you can come in here now and tell me what to do? Get out of here. You can't tell me what to do, Tony. No more. I am not a baby anymore. I'll do what I want to do. I'll see whoever I want to see. And if I want to fuck him, Tony, then I'll fuck him.
Man, come on, man.
Come on, man. Come on, man. I love that part when that guy says, come on, man. Come on, man. Yeah, Thunderdome saying I'll never understand those stream numbers. It's true, man. What the fuck? I see these streams. The guy's literally in the stream saying he got to take a shit. And he's just sitting there just babbling. I mean, it's not as good as us, man. Come on. We've been brought, people, this stream has been brought to you by Total Recall. Or Recall, not Total Recall.
All Recall.
I don't know if you guys can see it.
The memory.
My woman beating clip is blocking it. But remember, this is Canelo, people. You know how he's in the media and he's all like, I do what I want. I do what I like, right? Wait, give me 1 second. I got to set this clip up. Got to set it up correctly. I got to set it up, people. Let's see. I had some music for this clip. All right. All right, so this is Canelo Álvarez. He just wants to do what he wants to do.
Tell me what to do.
Get out of here.
You can't tell me what to do. You think you can come in here now and tell me what to do?
Get out of here.
You can't tell me what to do, Tony. No.
Yeah, you see, he comes in there. He's like, "Oh, you think you can tell me what to do? You can't tell me what to do, boxing. Boxing fans. I run this shit, right?" And Tony there, he's Berlanga, people. He's the boxing. Everyone in the boxing community that wants to see real fighters, real legends who don't duck fights. Tony represents all of them, right? He represents all of us, people. And that's Canelo over there. In the middle, that's the media in the middle. That guy there, that person in the media is all the fanboys that are the apologists for Canelo. And you're going to watch what Tony, by Tony, I mean Fu TV and Thunderdome and all these other guys, Fight Film, and any of these guys that care about the integrity of the sport. Tony represents them, right? Now we're going to see this. That's Canelo there with that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful curly hair. He's pretty. He's pretty. I mean, she's pretty. He's pretty to some people too, especially those fucking Canelo fanboys. They love him.
You think you can come in here now and tell me what to do?
Yeah, exactly. You should fight Benavidez. You should. You have to. You can't call yourself the best if you don't fight him, Canelo.
You can't tell me what to do, Tony.
Yeah, we can tell you, okay? We can. You're supposed to fight him, people. He's the #1 contender. You have to fight him.
No more. I am not a baby anymore. I'll do what I want to do.
You see, he wants to. I do what I like. I do what I like. Payday. All he wants is paydays.
I'll see whoever I want to see.
I fight whoever I want to fight. That's what he means. That's what he means. He says he'll see whatever he wants to see, and by that he means that he's gonna see the guys that he's ducking, and he's gonna duck them. He's gonna see those guys in the ring on the TV or at the event. He's gonna say, "I don't want to fight him," so he sees what he wants to see, in the ring.
And if I want to fuck him, Tony, then I'll fuck him.
Yeah, it's like Canelo. He fucks him, right? That's what he does many times, right? And then he's just like, bam.
I want to fuck him, Tony. Whoever I want to see. And if I want to fuck him, Tony, then I'll fuck him.
Man, come on, man.
All right, so that's what's going to happen. Like I said, this was going to happen. I mean, Canelo's going to lose. He's going to get knocked out. And then the boxing media is going to pick up the pieces, right? It's just the way it's going to happen, people. That's just the way it happens. All right, I got Thunderdome says, haha, Manny is the boxing. I think you say MSM coming to Canelo's rescue. I think he means boxing media. Or Manny. Oh, Manny. Yeah, Manny's the guy in the movie, right? That's his name. Yeah, he's the boxing media coming to Canelo's rescue. Exactly what Thunderdome said. Yes. All right, so we got. This is what I'm gonna feel. This is what all the Berlanga fans are gonna feel like. This is what I've said it many times during the stream. This is what's gonna happen to Berlanga after he knocks Canelo out.
Yeah, hurry! Come on, move it! Let's go get that drink! Hang on! What the fuck did I do wrong?
You're not supposed to knock Canelo out, bro. That's what you did wrong. Do you not understand that? Steve Martin is he's a Canelo fanboy. He's crying, bro. Yeah, this has been brought to you by Recall, people.
Call Recall for the memory of a lifetime.
Why can't I hear it? Is that like clip audio off? What the hell? Can you guys hear that? I can't hear that. There's something going on with it. That sucks. It's really annoying. I'm gonna get these flowers out of here. I think I've been going a little too long here. Yeah, guy eating slop. That shit looks disgusting, people. That looks so gross. What the fuck is he eating? Brains? That looks disgusting. What the hell was that? Anyway, I mean, I was in a war, people.
I just came out of a freaking war.
Sorry, when I fought with Miguel Angel Cotto, I have everything.
Yeah, okay. Give one moment, people. Give me one effing minute. All right, once again, people, I'm going to read some more of these comments. Okay, once again, people, I want to thank you all for coming over here. We'll probably see you tomorrow if you guys come on here. We're going to be doing a live play-by-play of Berlanga versus Canelo Álvarez. Again, I want to thank you guys all for coming on here. It was really nice of you. Come back again, people. See you later.
Is this a cocksucker residence?
Payday, payday, you want payday. I know that. Payday.
To this day. 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 To this day.
Payday, payday, payday. I know that. Payday.
I'm reloaded! I'm a caveman. I don't care. You gotta go. Head movement! Head movement! Head movement! Head movement! Head movement! Head movement! Yes, move! Head up! Head up! Head up! Head movement! Head movement! Head movement! Head movement! Head movement! Head movement! Yes, move! Head up! Head up! Head up! Head movement! Head movement! Head movement! Head movement! I set you off the fuck! Head movement! Head movement! Here comes the pain! Head up! Here comes the pain! Head up! Here comes the pain! Here comes the pain! You think you're big time? You're gonna fucking die! Big time!
Everything's a reflection of this.
Who's the one and only master? I'm reloaded!
Payday, payday. I know that. Payday.
That's the hip-hop keto, and that's what it's all about. Wow.
Focus and locking in, you know what I'm saying, and understanding that, yeah, that, you know, there's a time where, you know, you could record and, you know, do your podcast and do Zooms and stuff, and then there's also a time where you gotta lock in and do it.
That fight when Canelo fought Jaime Munguia. And also, in that first round, Jaime Munguia had that right game plan.
The last 7 rounds were his own bicep, you know.